I think Mickey would look really bizarre.
Found it yet, Mickey?
Yeah.
Well, they are blue pants.
Are you looking at your cock, Mickey?
No, I haven't got the microscope out. Microphone?
I believe you're doing this live on air.
Yeah.
Have you noticed you haven't had any noise from my
Yeah.
noise from my microphone?
Hang on.
Yeah, found it.
Yep. There it is. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Woody Show. As usual, it's a Saturday night, and I've got with me Cilla Black and Robert England. So say hello to them while we're there. So Cilla, over to you.
Laura trouble, Laura laughs.
Can I just point out that we're actually on Friday night and not Saturday night?
Yeah, last night. What did I do last night?
You streamed an hour early last night.
I streamed an hour early, right? I streamed an hour early. Good evening, Andrew.
Hello,
there on
BSE.
Twitch. Bovine spongy.
I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien.
Encephalitis, yeah. So, yeah, you're right. It's not Saturday. It's actually Friday, which means Cilla Black shouldn't be here. This
Surprise,
is our night.
surprise!
This is our night, Mickey. This is our
I think
night.
that's what it is. It's because I'm here, and it's completely sort of confused you, especially what with you starting an hour earlier last night.
Yeah.
That confused all of us because I was lurking around on Twitch, and then all of a sudden it sprang into life, and it was like, hang on, what? Hello, Steve. What are you doing on my screen? But hey, you went with it, so
Yeah. That's a bit crazy, isn't it? Because last night, when I started my stream, I started it an hour early. Last night I had a scheduled stream on Twitch for 9:45, and I started it at 7:45. And I went through the whole stream, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting any viewers. And then I finished my stream at 9:45, and I sat down, I went through the VOD, and I started looking at it, and I thought, hang on, it's 10 o'clock. Why am I not streaming? And I realised I'd started it an hour early. So tonight I'm a day early. I mean, I reckon I must be getting. I reckon it's an age thing.
Yeah.
I reckon it's an age thing. I've got to tell you, right, that my pee, right, I am pissing bright orange. I mean, I am pissing tango-coloured orange at the moment.
you know when you've been tangoed.
Yeah, I am absolutely pissing tango-coloured orange.
You want to bottle it, mate?
Yeah.
Log it on the street corner, huh?
No. The reason for that is today I've had chemotherapy. My first. Well, I've had chemotherapy before, but this is my first cycle of chemotherapy. And the reason that Tracy's actually here, is because we didn't know how I'd react to my chemotherapy. So Tracy said that she would come in unusually for a Friday night and help out. Is that right, Tracy?
That is. I didn't want the possibility that you would be feeling rough, maybe just knackered from the day. And then poor old Mickey would be sat there on his lonesome going, can someone switch me off? I need a break. But yeah, so I just thought I would be here, and then like if maybe in an hour time Steve does feel knackered and wants to have a lay down, we can carry on.
Yeah.
He says, how are you feeling, Steve? Well, I'm not feeling him at all.
I won't be doing the pub stream for quite a while because now I've started chemotherapy. I am immunocompromised, although I'm not actually immunocompromised at the moment. I actually thought that I am immunocompromised because my cancer makes me immunocompromised, but I'm not seriously immunocompromised as I'm going to be. I actually thought that would happen after today, but the drug that makes me seriously immunocompromised, I don't have to start taking until Wednesday, 5 days after my chemo, and it's a fucking stomach injection.
Oh,
Right?
But those ones you got to do yourself, mate.
And I've got to do it myself. Now, if you're asking why I'm sighing, I'm going to show you. So if you've got a nervous disposition or you don't like the sight of injuries, look away. Because I have to inject myself daily with Clexane in the stomach. Oh. You see that? Let's walk back a bit. Can you see the bruises it leaves me with? Right?
Yeah.
That's just from my daily Clexane injections. So from Wednesday, I've got to actually inject myself twice. All right? So not only am I going to have more pricks in me than my first wife did while we were married, right? But I'm gonna be bruised all across my belly, which is
I'd
unbelievable.
advise you to get your missus to do it. I'm sure she'd enjoy it.
Oh, she loves him. They don't hurt. They don't hurt me.
No.
I'm so
No.
used to injecting myself that it don't hurt. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with needles, and I don't have a problem with injecting myself.
It actually hurts me looking at it than it has
Yeah.
than it does Steve. Actually
Talking about needles, I got a email today. They want me to go for another COVID injection.
Yes, I'm going for mine on Sunday.
That'll
That'll be number 6 for me.
It'll be my 4th one. I'll be honest. I don't know whether to go for it. I really don't.
I'm in a similar kind of feeling to you, Mickey. I've just been invited. Yesterday, I got a text from my surgery my local surgery saying that I'm entitled to have a flu jab. Now I'm going to have that.
I always have mine.
Yeah, I had my first one last year because of the COVID. I thought with COVID and everything, it would be stupid not to. Because when I get flu, I get flu. And so I had my first one last year, and I'm going to have this one this year. But I'm like you, Mickey. I'm kind of like, shall I get the COVID one?
Have you?
I have had COVID. It wasn't very nice, but
Yeah. Well, I had COVID after my 3rd jab, as you know, when I
Right.
came back from Spain.
yeah,
And I think we had it around about the same time, to be fair.
yeah.
And it
you
was.
were about a week before
It's
me,
just
I
like
think.
flu. It was like a heavy flu to me. So I'm wondering, with my flu injection, whether to bother having this 4th one. I mean, how long do you keep it up for? What's it going to be, an annual thing now?
Well, I think they're saying now that it looks like we've probably beaten, or not beaten the pandemic, but we're kind of like over it.
Yeah.
But I think this winter will show how much over it.
Yeah.
we
I
are.
mean, even WHO has said that it's on the wane. So another thing, though, Trace, talking about injections. Have you been offered a pneumonia jab?
No, I don't think I'm quite old enough for that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
When you get an opportunity, do take that. It's only a once in a lifetime one, and what they don't.
Is it?
Huh?
I thought that was annual.
No. It's a once in a lifetime. It's a one-off.
For you,
bit like
it's a one-off, Mickey. For me, it's an annual injection.
Yeah. Well, no. They told me when I took it as a one-off, but it still doesn't cover you for all forms of pneumonia.
It only covers you against bacterial pneumonia.
Yeah.
It doesn't cover you for developed pneumonia after a virus. So.
Or is it viral? No, bacterial pneumonia it covers.
Bacterial, but it doesn't. Yeah.
But I've got to have that. I've got to have that every year.
Oh, right. Well, no. When I had mine, the nurse told me that was just a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, but I think
whether it's because you're immunocompromised, or you're just fucking special, I don't know.
I'm just fucking special. I'm fucking special.
Yeah.
I probably will go for the pneumonia one when I get offered it, because that's one thing I'm not worried about having that.
It's only a little prick, Trace, and I'm sure you're used to them.
Oh, well, I'm used to them, yeah. I can deal with a few little pricks. I could say something about getting enough practice on stream, but
Tracy, type in the chat /marker.
You're crackling a bit with your audio, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Your audio's crackling.
Crackling.
Yeah. So what have you been up today, Trace?
I didn't feel very well yesterday at all, and so I've kind of like been recovering from that, and then I had a Tesco delivery because I hadn't ordered half the stuff that I wanted to this week, so that came today. And you know Hermes, that wonderful delivery company that's now called Every.
They're fucking shite.
Yeah, well, again, another failed delivery, even though now see my buzzer's not working, which is fair enough, but of course when the buzzer's not working, they don't even attempt to get in.
Ah, right.
So it was failed delivery, but they didn't even. My buzzer works, but I can't let people in, and they didn't even buzz up. So, yeah. I am, thank you, Klein. It is just one of those things. I felt like I had wet sand poured into my head and I was really lightheaded and a bit of a migraine and stuff. So I feel better today, just a bit tired. But I had a couple of hours sleep earlier and I'm raring to go, as you can tell. Klein a bit earlier said Mickey might have friends in high places. Maybe they'd let you in without being in the queue. And then he said, do you know any of the guys with those upside down Tez cozy hats from your soul?
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be tea cozy hats, but
tea cozy.
but no, I don't. No.
Oh. Yeah, I don't fancy.
All my old guys are retired now. Have been for many years. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I put my back out.
There's something going on because the live stream from the queue was switched to the outside.
All right.
So something's happened inside because they're not streaming from the inside.
Hello, best pal.
It switched to the outside, but I'm just going to bring it in now anyway.
They are.
So we can have it.
Anyway,
we can have it down in a corner. Right, carry on.
Yeah,
yes, Mickey.
I was saying I doing some cooking yesterday. Turned around, put my back out, so I'm feeling
That was a very heavy jacket potato.
probably. But no, I took some pills. I'm all right. Had the dentist today as well. But everything's all right there. I just got to go back for another checkup in 6 months' time. Then I had my granddaughter this afternoon, which is always fun. So I'm absolutely freaking knackered now because you know what 8-year-olds are like.
Yeah.
Come on, Grandad, just. Oh. She gets on her tablet with her little games. Grandad, how do I do this? How do I do that? I said, I'm Grandad. You'll have to show me, mate.
But you're the one that knows everything, Grandad.
Yes, apparently. There we go.
Right.
YouTube.
I brought up the live stream of what's happening in Westminster, but they've switched to an outside view, which means something has happened inside, and they don't want us to see it. Now, the last 2 times they've switched to an inside view is when that royal warden fainted, and when that duchess fainted. So there's something inside they don't want us to see, which is why they've switched to the outside view. But as we've got the outside view up, as soon as they put us back inside, we'll be able to see it. But yeah, so that's what's going on at the moment.
Is it tonight that all the siblings are doing the vigil?
They did it earlier. They did it at 5:30.
Okay.
They did it at 5:30. So.
Klein says, no. Klein said dentist. Best pal said, how you all been?
I'm remarkably, my sweating started again. Oh look, we've gone back inside now. So whatever it was has been cleared. So we're back inside now. If you want to see what we're looking at, you'll have to come over to Twitch. URL's up there. And that'll show you what we're looking at. Because Reddit's screen isn't wide enough.
Yeah.
And Klein says, does she watch Peppa Pig, Mickey, your granddaughter?
She does, yeah. All that sort of stuff.
They're changing the guards now.
Yeah, she comes round here, sticks what's it on? I can't remember what she stick on now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she knows how to work a telly better than I do. So yeah, sticks all her kids program on. Oh, what the bloody hell is that streaming service called? Gone blank now.
YouTube?
No. One of the big channels.
CBBC?
No, one of the big, like your BBC, but not Amazon. The other one. Netflix.
The stream is live. The stream is. Hang on a minute. Come on, the stream is live. We were just watching Big Ben, and Big Ben was spot on. So I don't know where you saw them changing 10 minutes ago, but the stream is live. This is exactly what's happening right now.
I think they move around every 20 minutes.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they move around
every
20 minutes.
They do move around
Yeah.
every 20 minutes.
I mean, could you stand there for 4 hours without moving? No. That's why they move round. They just circulate.
Yeah.
Got that.
Uh,
We've got that
I
up in
think
the
it-
corner there.
apart from
I
health-
certainly wouldn't want to be on that guard duty.
No, I
Apart
wouldn't
from
either.
health-wise, I think it creates interest as well. Not interest, you know, it's all part of the pomp and pageantry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember that Klein. Klein says at one time Boris Johnson lost his papers while giving a speech and he started talking about Peppa Pig, yes. No.
What I did see on this live stream earlier, and I was a bit pissed off about it, some woman on the large side wandering around. She came wandering in jeans with a hoodie on up and her hands in her jeans pockets. And walk. Show a bit of respect, woman. Take your fucking hat off, take your hands out of your pockets and stand up freaking straight. Huh?
Some people just don't know how to do it.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah. Oh,
Sorry.
look, oh, hang on. I just saw a close-up of something. It looked like somebody from Sky News.
It's absolutely diabolical that fucking people do sort of things like that.
I appreciate the sentiment, Klein, but it's not really something to be making jokes about, is it? I can understand that you don't come from this country, but no, it's not good. Carry on, Mickey.
No, just ranting about the disrespect of some people.
Well, I'll give you an interesting figure. 6 people today alone have been stopped from trying to smuggle dogs in.
Smuggle what in?
Dogs.
Dogs. There was a pensioner stopped for trying to smuggle in a Werther's original.
Yeah, so,
I'm not joking.
yeah,
Nick
sorry.
Ferrari this morning on LBC was up in arms about it.
Oh.
What bloody jobs were...
Yeah.
But this woman who walked in with a hoodie up should have been told at the door, take the fucking thing off, take your hands out of your pockets.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Bit of respect.
Fine. I understand that you're not American, right? But you've got to understand that we are British. All 3 of us are British, and the royal family is deeply entrenched in our DNA. I mean, it is seriously entrenched in our DNA. I'm not having a go at you. I'm just advising you what you shouldn't be saying. In the bar in America, that's perfectly funny, but you've got to understand that we are. It's like a best pal as well. He's another Brit. The royal family, the monarchy, is very much in our DNA, and I do think it's a time for respect, which is why I'm not making jokes about the Queen or the royal family at the moment. I'm going to make jokes. I'm going to make dad jokes, but I'm not doing it about the royal family. But I get where you're coming from. So you haven't caused any offence. You haven't caused any offence.
I was
but
going to say,
just
give
saying,
it
you know.
another week or so. Give it
Yeah.
another week or so. She's been buried.
Yeah.
We're getting back into sort of normal life and everything. And we'll be, you know, we've made jokes about the Queen and royal family before, but we're just sort of holding back on it now, just as a mark of respect. And
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
Come back, you know, bring all your Queenie jokes next week.
Yeah. Save them up for next week. That's the answer.
Yeah, save them all for next week.
Save them all for next week.
You know, we'll join in.
We'll join it.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm-
we will.
I'm-
We will as well. We will as well.
I was going to say, I mean, you know, when you've got young kids, sometimes your bedroom can actually feel like what's going on there at the moment. You know, charging through the bedroom.
Did you see that I was?
Sounds people like Piccadilly Circus in your room, so. But that's not really against the Queen. That's just a.
Yeah.
fact.
Did you see that I was so bored in the hospital today? I was doing
Dad jokes.
dad jokes. Yeah. Did you see that,
Yeah.
people? Did you see that? I was doing dad jokes.
Oh, yes, I did. Sorry. Let me just pick up on Best Pal said I've had a mental day. And then he says, I saw Charles today visiting Wales. I was in the area, so I thought I would see him. Are the two correlated? You had a mental day because of seeing King Charles.
He hasn't.
as well.
He's visit. There's a lot of. I'll tell you now, right? There's a lot of anti Prince of Wales feeling in Wales. Even Sean is one of them. It's not anti-monarchy, right? It's not anti-monarchy, but she doesn't recognise William. She never recognised Charles, and she doesn't recognise William as the Prince of Wales. just
Well,
to
because
add,
it's not a principality.
my partner is Welsh. She was Welsh born and bred. All right. So she's entitled to do that. She doesn't recognise him because Wales is a nation in its own right. It is not a principality.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of bad feeling in Wales about that, and I'm sure that when Prince William comes to his investiture, there'll be some complaints about that. There was a lot of protest today about Charles in Wales, although it was carefully freedom of speech and all that. Although we don't have, here's a little known fact about the UK, right? We do not have, unlike America, the UK does not have freedom of speech written into its constitution. In fact,
We don't have a
the
constitution.
UK doesn't have a codified constitution. Codified means indexed or ordered. What we do is we have lots of precedents and lots of laws and lots of articles and lots of judgments handed down by the lawyers, but it's never been put together in any sort of codified form. So that's the UK. But yeah, Wales. There's been some protests today, and I've seen them on television today. I was watching TV from the hospital ward, and Wales had some protests, but they were allowed to protest, but they were carefully coordinated so they didn't cause disruption or disrespect. Fine, we don't have a constitution. It's not an evolved process. We do not have a codified constitution. It's as simple as that. We do not have a codified constitution. The nearest thing we have to a codified constitution is the Magna Carta. But we don't have a codified constitution in the UK. Our constitution is not an evolved process. It's an evolving process. Like Brexit has caused it to evolve yet again. And codified means it's not structured. Codified means, Google it, codified means structured or ordered or in line. The American Constitution is codified. The UK Constitution is not codified.
Steve, can you take that comment? To be fair, Americans are deeply entrenched in opposing monarchies. Like, we had a lot of people die over it, so even the pretend monarchy is a kind of an affront to human dignity to think that people have royal blood that makes them better than commoners. Where are we going to go with that?
You can go wherever you like with it.
I genuinely didn't know that Americans...
Personally, I think you should take it up your arse and shove it.
I didn't know that Americans are deeply entrenched in opposing monarchies, to be honest with you, because I genuinely thought that a lot of Americans love the royal family, love an idea of a monarchy and the pomp and circumstance and castles and palaces and stuff like that. And also, it kind of like, you know, when you think of the president and Congress and stuff like, and the Supreme Court, you know, they're all better than us because they're the ones that are making these laws that, when I say us, you know what I mean, the two-tier thing. They're better than us because they're the ones making the laws about what we can and can't do with our bodies.
Hello, all you new watchers. Hello, all you new watchers. We're currently discussing the lying in state of the Queen, and we've got a live stream up in the corner there. No, up in the corner there of actually what's happening. But to see it, you'll have to go to this URL. All right, you'll have to go here to see it. And we're just briefly talking about that, and we're having another debate about the differences between the UK and the US. And we're just talking about the UK Constitution and the US Constitution and the differences, because we in the UK we don't have a constitution as such. In fact, we have something that would have the Americans running in horror. We have something called Section D notices. Section D notices are press gags. The government can at any time put a Section D notice that stops the press from printing stories against the national interest. And you might think straight away that hang on, that's not right, that the government can just silence the press like that. They cannot silence the press like that because there's several. In the UK, we have the government and we have the judiciary, and they're completely separate of each other, apart from when they're in university and they're up each other. And you'd have to go to Oxford to know what I'm talking about there. They're completely separate from each other, so the government can slap a Section D notice on the press at any time. If it's against the national interest, then the judiciary can disapprove and force the government to withdraw that notice. So they can go to the press and say, you can't publish this because it's not in the national interest, and then the person wanting to publish it can go to the judiciary and say, can we have a decision about this, please? And then the judiciary will decide if it can be published. And if the judiciary says it can be published, then the Section D notice is ignored. I know it sounds complicated, but it does work. It's an actual good system of checks and balances. And the opposite applies as well. If the judiciary go too far with their decisions, the government can overrule them in some cases. It is a good system of checks and balances. I know that sounds complicated, but it does work. It works really well, and it's kept us. I know the Americans say they're the home of freedom, but we were the home of freedom ever since 1067. We were there. We've been promoting freedom a bit longer than you. So we are a true democracy, and it really does work. It works exceptionally well. So that's that. Best pal I know is Welsh, but he's from South Wales. He's not a Gog. My partner is from sort of that area. But she does disagree with you. She doesn't recognise Prince William as the Prince of Wales. She doesn't disrespect him because of it. She just doesn't recognise that particular title. She recognises Charles as the King Charles of the United Kingdom because Wales is part of the United Kingdom. So she recognises his authority to be the monarch over her, but she just doesn't recognise anybody that's the Prince of Wales because Wales is a nation state. So it's really fucked up. Yeah. Just thought I'd explain that for you all. Any thoughts?
You made it nice and simple there. Like, too long, didn't read. Well,
Yeah.
we're fucked up.
Yeah, that explains it. At least somebody hasn't asked me to explain the difference between Great Britain and Great Britain. But it gets fucking complicated. But we understand it.
Best says some Americans do love the royal family. My wife does, but she thinks Meghan an embarrassment to it. And sideways on from that, I'm a bit pissed off with our press media going on about Meghan. Oh my God, she held hands with Harry. They held hands. That's terrible. You know what? So disrespectful. And yet none of the press picked up on the fact that Princess Anne was doing it with her husband, holding hands, that is, and Mike Tyndall and.
Are you
Laura
looking at that little?
were
Are
holding hands.
you looking at that little kid? God, she must have been cute. She's almost asleep in her mother's arms. But what a moment for that child. Are you watching it? You have to watch it on Twitch because it's delayed.
Yeah.
Are you watching it? What a moment for that little girl.
She must be knackered though.
Yeah, but what a memory. I mean, she'll be able to tell her grandchildren she was there. What a moment.
Klein, I have no idea. See, this is what the media's going on about, that she held hands with Harry. But this is a time of grieving for them all. And that's what you do. You hold hands, with your partner. And like I said, the media's not going, oh my God, Anne held hands with her husband. And they're not saying, oh my God, Zara held hands with her husband. No, they're all just going, oh my God, Meghan held hands with Harry. How terrible. How disrespectful. I think it's, whatever people think of Meghan, our media just is terrible about her. And whatever Meghan is like herself, our media is terrible about her and very hypocritical when it comes to lots of things to do with Meghan. She had exactly the same. She had exactly, for example, she had exactly the same flowers at her wedding as Catherine and William did, and the media was like, "Oh, that's lovely for Catherine and Kate and William," but according to our media, when Meghan and Harry got married, these flowers could have poisoned the bridesmaids.
Can I just mention what bad Kahafa care? Bad Kahafa care, is that what you're saying? A lot of Americans do love the idea of having a king or queen, and sometimes I think maybe this whole democracy thing is a dumb idea. We are too stupid to govern yourself. Don't worry, we are too stupid to govern ourselves as well. I've seen just how stupid. I've just lived through.
Point out to him that the king doesn't actually
govern. No.
Rule us.
No, I've been through a recent pandemic, right, and I know just how stupid the great British public are. They are stupid beyond belief, right? But I actually think that the Americans sometimes think that our monarchy is their monarchy. I really do. I really do think that they think that it's their king and queen. And that's what I'm going to say to you. Bad Kahafa. Mickey, you was going to say?
I'm just saying that I think the Americans think that the king or the queen actually rule us and make the rules. Well, they fucking don't. It's Parliament.
I know. Yeah, they know. They don't know. Well, I do not feel like a subject, and I do not feel like I'm being ruled over.
No.
The days of serfdom have long gone.
Yeah.
I know the government.
Except in Cornwall, they surf every day.
Yeah.
I think the royal family, they bring all the pomp and circumstance, to.
Oh, Monday.
So, what?
Monday.
Monday what?
Monday.
Monday, yeah. But even what we're seeing on the live feed, this is all very, pomp and pageantry. It's still exactly the same. They're all, it's not security guards standing in black at each corner and that. They're all in their regalia, but also the royal family, the king or queen, especially whoever it is at the time, is the face of the United Kingdom. They're recognisable. I can't think of how else to put it. They're literally the face of Britain, of the UK. So in USA, Trump supporting right-wing media is all in with monarchy is cool bit. Rest of media is covering respectfully, and that's about it. Oh, I see. Klein said that idea is definitely in the minority regarding what you said, Steve, about Americans think that our royal family is their royal family. I see.
That's not my impression. I haven't been to America. Sorry?
They're changing the guard, Mickey just said.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it's been 20 minutes, that's right, yeah.
If you want to see what we're talking about, by the way, you need to come to this URL. I'll put it in chat in a couple of seconds. You need to come to this URL because you can see it when we're in widescreen, but when we're in 9:16 other formats, you can't see this URL. You can't see what's happening just there. I'll put the URL in chat now. So carry on, people.
This is what I mean. All this that's happening at the moment on the live stream, it would be completely different if they were all like James Bond type, Secret Service, all in black, standing there, like moving around. And this is what we do. We do this so well. And there's, hundreds, even thousands of years of history behind all this. What they're wearing, what they're doing, why they're doing it. So that's why, yeah.
Did you like my dad jokes today?
No.
Yeah, no. I bet it kept you amused though while you were having
It
your
did,
chemo?
it did. It's like one of them was, I saw the wrecking ball getting bigger, then it hit me.
Then it hit me, yes. Well, when you started with that, I was like, firstly, I was like, what is he talking about? And then the next joke came in, and then I realised it was a joke.
The next joke was, I tried to con the optician, but he saw me coming.
That's it, yeah. Well, as soon as the next joke came up, I realised that the wrecking ball joke was a joke and not anything to do with your chemo. Which I don't think you've told us fully what happened today.
I'll come back to that in a minute. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
I'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I went to see the radiologist as well. She was gorgeous. I tried to pull her, but she saw right through me.
Oh, but
Apparently, the proctologist thought you were an arsehole.
No, all the proctologist kept saying to me was arsehole.
Yeah. Best pal there said, look, in my opinion, UK government and that is fucked at the moment. You're absolutely, right.
Spot on, you're spot on.
What we need is a general election.
Yep.
And good evening to all of those of you who have just joined us. Hello.
And what we really need is PR.
Yeah. Proportional representation, that is, not public relations, although we do need a bit of public relations as well.
Because we can't go on the way we are. PR is proportional representation. The police are underfunded, absolutely right. Did you see, actually, best pal, that 2 were stabbed in Leicester Square this morning at about 6 o'clock this morning?
Do we know what that was about?
Yeah, a bloke with a knife.
Nothing to do with that.
No, nothing to do with that. Apparently a guy was seen with a knife. They went to question him about it, and he just stabbed them both. They called for immediate assistance. I don't know who it was, but he was tased and taken into custody. So, but one of them apparently is in a bad way. So, you know, best pal had to do police's job on Thursday.
Go on, do tell, best pal.
Yeah, come on, what do you have to do? Go and get the donuts or something?
Yeah, no, I saw BSC, I saw what happened, but I didn't know where it had come from, because I know all I saw was that they said it's not terror related. So basically, so that some guy at 6 o'clock in the morning was randomly walking around with a knife actually out on display.
Yeah.
And the police challenged him, you know, like...
Yeah. And he just went berserk and stabbed him. That's what I understand from what I've read. And that comes from the emergency services news page. So, yeah.
I cannot believe, right?
I keep falling down my blood. I found out why my chair keeps cracking and I keep falling down. It's the wood underneath is split in half.
Oh, no!
The only thing that's holding it together is the bolts in the bottom of the seat. So if anybody want to sub me for a new chair, just send me to mickey.com and I'll buy myself a new chair.
He's got a GoFundMe page.
Yeah. BSC said he thinks the WPO has life-changing injuries.
I can't believe.
I didn't know whether they were male or female officers, to be fair, BSC. All I was aware is 2 police were stabbed this morning. What a fucking state this country's coming in, you know.
Well, to talk about that, Mickey, right? In the last 24 hours, 6 people have been stopped from trying to sneak pets, dogs, in to see the Queen lying in state. Dogs, pets of any kind are banned except for registered assistance dogs.
Yeah.
So I guess that if you went, that means you couldn't take your emotional support armadillo.
No. Sorry.
London Ambulance Service have treated 261 people from the queues.
And have you seen that there's been a handful of people being sexually assaulted in the queue?
Really?
London Ambulance, yeah, there's been people sexually assaulted in the queue. We're going to come to that, right?
Yes.
Out of those
I didn't realise you were going down. Yeah, go on.
Out of those 261 people, 31 have been treated for head injuries where they fainted.
Oh, for God's sake.
Right. The police have dealt with over 200 complaints of sexual assault.
200!
No,
It was
read
a
what I
earlier.
said. Hear what I said. The police have dealt with 200 complaints of sexual assault.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
Well,
Great
they've only
British
dealt
public
with
here.
200. How many more have not
Yeah.
been reported?
Yeah, but
No,
what I'm
we're
saying
talking
is
about the
earlier,
Great British
I
public
heard
here.
it was only a handful.
Yeah.
Go on.
We're talking about the Great British public here, right? If you accidentally brush against some people, they will claim it is a sexual assault.
Yeah,
Ask me how many people have been charged with sexual assault.
probably nil.
4.
4.
All right.
But no, but sorry, that's often the way that the police deal with it anyway, because it's like he said, she said, and if a woman feels
Did I say women?
insulated enough, huh?
Did I say women?
I'm gonna say.
I never
I'm gonna
mentioned
say-
gender.
I know, all right, but from it's sex. Women is biological sex, but never mind. Anyway, I know
No,
what
no,
you mean.
Tracy, this is important, right? Mickey will tell you, being in care, your gender didn't matter about sexual assault.
No, I know. I'm
I ain't
saying.
gonna go there.
No, well,
Yeah,
don't worry,
it-
Mickey.
it's
I was in
mate.
care as well when I was a kid, so I know exactly what went on.
Male or female, I'm talking about, because there's hundreds of different genders, but there's only 2 biological sexes, so there you go. I was going there. All right, okay. But I'm talking from a woman's point of view, but okay, maybe all the other men, all the other ones, maybe you said there was 200 complaints, but only 4 got dealt with. Maybe those were the only women then. But I'm just saying that sexual assault, generally all right across the board, let's take the sexes out of it. Generally across the board, sexual assault is they said, and it doesn't get dealt with as seriously. And that being sexually assaulted is an intimidating thing, and police often don't deal with it properly. They don't. It's not seen as being that bad. And I get you that some people will be like, oh, he brushed against me, or they brushed against me, so that's sexual assault. But if they've got to the point where they're actually telling the police, then they felt wronged. So I know, best pal. I'm sorry. I was speaking from the perspective as a woman who has been sexually assaulted more than once. So
I think you're being very unkind, Tracy.
to who?
I think you're being very unjust by reducing it to women.
No, but I just said no. I literally backtracked and said, okay, I understand that men and women, and then I took my language to different pronouns. I said they and they, and not he, she, they. You know, he, she, her, him. So I took it back and I changed the pronouns and I said they and they. I'm just saying that when I started speaking, I was talking from a woman's point of view, and I changed the pronouns to make it more relevant. And I do apologise if, like, to everybody out there, if I didn't include you in that. I just.
What about these people who identify as bananas?
Or
Huh?
potatoes.
Can't we include them in it?
Yeah, but I yeah.
I mean,
But I generally need help in sexually assaulting people.
yeah, but people keep pulling their skin back.
Oh, ha ha ha!
Right, anyway, to carry on, I'm gonna have,
Sorry, I was just trying to out
I
from
was going
that,
to talk
out
to you
from
about that, Mickey, because I was in care when I was a kid as well. Because you
Yeah.
mentioned it, and I was in care as a kid, so you and I have got a lot in common.
Yeah.
Right? So you will go there because I will make you go there. Right, Brits are being told to leave flowers and tributes, including bags larger than 40 by 30 by 20 centimetres, outside or throw them away. There is a homeless charity right outside the security point before you get in that are accepting all the gifts of the things you're not allowed to take in. Which I think is a good idea, because otherwise you throw them away.
That is a good idea.
seating equipment is also banned. And I can't work that one out. I can't work out why you can't take seating equipment in.
There might be like a hidden gun or knife or something in one of the tubes.
I don't know, but they're banned anyway. Camping chairs and seating equipment.
Yeah, well, you ain't got time to sit down.
Yep. So that's you can't take fireworks in either.
No.
No.
What about goats? Are you allowed to take your pet goat in there?
Only if it's registered as a hearing dog or a guide dog for the blind. A guide
That's all
dog
right.
for the blind. Right? But you can't take any of those in there. I know those are the things, right?
I can't take me nanny then.
And the police have just updated it that it's 2 people that have been charged with sexual assault. I'm just reading it now.
George's. Good evening.
A man allegedly exposed himself and pushed into the women, then allegedly jumped into the River Thames to escape. So in this case, one of the charges was a man doing it to a woman. But
Yes.
No, listen, seriously. Look, I did change. I did. As soon as it.
Yeah, okay, let's
yeah, let's move on. Aloha.
move along the
Aloha,
bus.
lack of chases. We've actually just been speaking about Hawaii. We just did the theme tune and everything.
Yeah, we did. We did Hawaii 5-0 a while ago. Huh?
Yes,
Steve
and good
Garrett.
evening, the rest of you on Twitch that have just joined us. Twitch is 16. Twitch is 16.9. I just thought I'd put a spam image on there because I could. Because that's what we're doing, isn't it? We're spamming, isn't it? We're spamming your Twitch with crap. I just thought it was a funny background to put on. Do you have a suggestion for a good background then, Klein? I can put the live stream of the Queen on as a background, but when I did discuss
There you
this
go.
with the other 2 beforehand, and they said no, have it on the screen like you are now, which I did.
Alex says spams the international food of Hawaii.
And changing subject. I've been in hospital all day. I got to the hospital. I changed the subject because if you look at our tags, amongst them are cancer and lymphoma. So I'd best talk about those for a minute. I have a blood cancer. I have lymphoma, and I've been in hospital today having my first session, my first cycle of chemotherapy with something called R-CHOP. I'll just type that out for you so that you can Google it. If you Google it, you'll find out it is one of the more powerful chemos. And I've been in hospital all day. I got there at 9:30 this morning, and they started my treatment, and they didn't finish it until 4:30 this afternoon. I had 2 very nasty allergic reactions during my treatment. One at about 10:30 where I suddenly couldn't breathe. I was panting and gasping for air, so they had to give me oxygen and massive doses of antihistamine and steroids to bring the reaction under control. And then at about midday, I went into shock and started shivering quite seriously. So they had to. I was actually sweating and my temperature went up, but I was shivering quite badly. And what they had to do is they had to cover me with thermal blankets to make sure that I didn't go further into shock. And they had to inject me with steroids to bring me out of shock as well. So, and these are expected side effects of the chemotherapy that I'm on. After those 2, I didn't have any more issues. I thought, well, I did actually. I'll come to that in a minute. I thought that I was going to have these reactions because this is my 4th lot of chemotherapy. I had chemotherapy in 2017, 2019, and 2020. So this is my 4th lot. I thought that my chemotherapy was going to. This was going to happen, and I thought that it was going to happen today, but not as much as it did. It was actually quite worrying today, especially when I couldn't breathe. I mean, I was really struggling for breath, and that was quite frightening. and I've got the doctor asking me he's asking me what do I feel like, and I can't breathe. I'm trying to tell him, and I'm giving him this dirty look as if to say, "You fucker, you never read my medical records that tell you I've got bronchiectasis. I can't tell you how I feel because I'm struggling to fucking breathe." He got the hint in the end. He got the hint in the end, and he worked out. He said to the nurse, he said, "Is there something wrong with his breathing?" And she said, "Yes, look, he's got bronchiectasis." So that's why I couldn't keep a breath. It was an absolute nightmare trying to talk, but we got there in the end. Well, I did suffer another side effect, which you may see on the stream tonight. All depends, right? One of the drugs.
You're not going to show us your shitty Y fronts, are you?
No, I don't wear Wi-Fi. I'm actually commando under my shorts, Mickey. Thank you. Because I'm sweaty. They gave me this red stuff, and it makes me pee bright orange. I mean, my pee, we started peeing red, but it's gradually diluted down to bright orange. But apparently, if you cry while this stuff is in your system, your tears will be bright orange as well. Now, I do cry when I'm on stream, not because I'm emotional, not because I'm crying, but because some of the medicines that I have actually cause my eyes to water. So there is a chance that at some point this stream you could see bright orange streaks running down my eyes.
Go on, poke yourself in the eye. Give us all a...
Yeah.
Stick your finger up your bum, that'll make your eyes water.
They did give me
No, it just
something.
makes
They
him
did give me
smile.
something, Mickey. They did give me something else in the hospital. Would you like to see that?
What's that, mate? Oh!
Boom!
They sewed your finger back on.
Yeah, they had my finger back on. Right.
Fucking
Does my piss glow in the dark? No, my piss doesn't glow in the dark. I actually don't think it does, because if I pissed in the dark, I'd probably piss everywhere except the right place. So,
but you'd know it wasn't in the right place if
because
it
it
was
would be
glowing.
glowing. No. I do feel like I've been hit by a truck. I must admit, I do feel exceptionally fatigued. Are any of you bothered by needles or medical stuff? Because the other thing is that when you are on chemotherapy, you get something called chemo fog. And I haven't really suffered chemo fog today, except I forgot part of my arm dressing. With your arm dressing, you get a bit of tubey grip that covers the actual port, or the PICC Line port, to keep it sort of clean. I mean, it is under a dressing, but the tubey grip keeps it clean. Wasn't until I got home this evening, after everywhere on the planet that I could actually buy tubey grip this time of night is shut, that my other half said, "Where's your tubey grip?" Tubey grip in America is elastic bandage, elastic compression bandage. She said, "Where's your tubey grip?" And I thought, "Oh shit, I left it at the hospital. I completely forgot about it." So I'm walking around with my PICC Line almost uncovered. There you go, my PICC Line. It's got a little bit of blood there. I'm sorry, shit happens. You've got two tubes there, and they are one's under cotton, and the other one's free. There. Those are how the chemotherapy gets into me via those lines. They go into a port just there, which goes into the vein in my arm, up through my shoulder, and down to just above my heart, which makes sure that the medication goes directly to my heart. The reason for that is, if they injected it into a vein, the drugs are so toxic that they will do damage around the vein, and cause problems there. So they want to get the drugs directly at the heart and get it pumped around my system as quickly as possible. Best pal says it looks like it hurts. No, it didn't. They did the procedure under local anaesthetic, and it doesn't hurt now at all. It's strange. They actually cut a hole in your arm, and they do that under local anaesthetic, and that's the only part that they anaesthetise. You'd think you could feel them pushing a tube through your veins. You can't. You don't know it's there. I mean, I was fascinating. I was watching because they guide it by ultrasound, and I was watching it on the ultrasound, and I'm thinking, I can't feel that, especially as it came down near my heart. I thought, I can't feel that. Why can't I feel that? And I was I'm quite surprised about that. So, right. So I've come home tonight, and Tracy's here because we thought tonight I wouldn't be able to do the stream, which has quite surprised me because I'm actually feeling better tonight than I felt in a good few weeks. I'm not sure if that's down to the chemotherapy or not, because one of the pre-meds they gave me was 100 milligrams of prednisolone, which is a cortisol steroid, and that normally makes me feel like feels like I'm. It's funny, they gave me Puritan, which makes me sleepy, and prednisolone, which is a steroid, which keeps me awake. And most of the day I spent wanting to dance on the ceiling and falling asleep at exactly the same time, which is a very bizarre thing when you want to do two opposites at the same time. But I'm feeling a lot better tonight than I have done for a good few weeks, but I think that's down to the steroids and not the chemotherapy. I think the chemotherapy takes a few days to work, and as I said earlier, the really powerful stuff is in my fridge where I've got to keep it, and I don't start that until 5 days, Wednesdays, when I've got to start injecting myself with that, and that's not going to be fun, because that's the stuff that gives me I'm just looking at what Turbo Best Pal said, or Furby's Best Pal, or Tifa Best Pal, I don't know, Best Pal. I'll process that and I'll get back to you. Where was I, Mickey? I only ask him because he's paying attention, look.
I don't think he's even heard you say his name.
Where was I, Mickey? He hasn't got a clue, has he? Where was I, Tracy?
You got as far as the strongest shit is in the fridge.
Yeah, the strongest chemo medicine that I take is actually in my fridge, which I start injecting myself on Wednesday from. So that's when I'm going to really have the side effects, like the hair loss, the stuff that causes the hair loss. I will have on Wednesday. I've been picking at my eyebrows to see if they're coming out, and they're not coming out. So at the moment, I'm all right. I'll check my pubes later. Well, I'm watching Pornhub. Might as well do two things at once.
Me and my friends convinced this woman in the pub that you have to poke a new hole every month so men can go for a piss. Right.
He's in Wales. He's in Wales, Tracy. Right, they don't have like toilets.
Does the woman have to poke the hole? Did you convince her that the woman has to poke the hole, or did you convince the woman? I'm sorry. Hang on a minute. If she's a woman, I'm really not sure how many brain cells she had. Because this sounds like something that we used to talk about when we were 12, to be honest. Like as in, oh, did you know that a woman has to do such and such before, so the poke a new hole every month so men can go for a piss. So poke a hole at the end of the penis, or just.
I think that joke will only work in Wales, right? Because we've got like indoor toilets here. I think that joke only works in Wales, Brisbane.
Yeah, but the men in London usually have like 2 holes, don't they? Just the standard, because we're just so amazing living in London. So we've got to have.
Oh, okay. We men have to poke a hole at the end of a penis. Okay.
I have a biro. If you want to borrow it.
Did she fall for it?
Sorry?
Did she fall for it?
Oh, did she fall for it? Yes. Before it closes over. Do you know what? Sometimes I wish men's holes would just close over, all of them.
Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy.
Present company accepted.
Right. Before you start, hang on, Tracy. Before you start, Klein, I'm still waiting for you to recommend a background. Go on, Tracy.
No, I was going to go for Klein because he said Buddhist monks shave their eyebrows. There's one monk on Reddit streaming that did that.
Fascinating.
Yeah, no, I mean it's interesting as to why.
No, it's not.
Because they do shave, but what?
Well, watching a monk shaving his eyebrows is probably the least interesting live streaming that I could possibly think of.
Oh no! I presumed that Klein meant that there was a monk on Reddit streaming who had done it. But if he's actually shaving,
and you said interesting. No, it wasn't. Was it interesting to you, Mickey?
I'm not interested in seeing the eyebrows being shaved, but I'm just saying it's interesting that a Buddhist would shave their eyebrows, and I wonder if it means that they're feeling that they're closer to God. I don't want to watch someone shaving their eyebrows.
Oh, good.
Why not? We could watch Steve shave his and then use a Sharpie to paint them back on like
Yeah.
you women do.
I don't have to shave them, Mickey. They're going to fall out.
Klein said he didn't do it on streaming. He led meditation on Reddit. You see, so I got it right that time that that basically he wasn't live streaming his eyebrow shaving. Eyebrow shaming. We're going to be doing some eyebrow shaming in a week or two's time when you've got your marker pen eyebrows, Steve.
Best pal says Mickey looks so fucking confused. That's situation normal.
Yeah.
That is situation normal.
Oh, double figures.
Oh,
Hi,
actually-
double
guys.
figures,
Thank
yay.
you very much.
Good
for
evening, all
being
you
here.
people there. Come in and join us. Come and say hello.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
flapping my
actually
knob.
reading a bit about, I don't know if you know, Mia Khalifa.
I'm
Apparently,
sorry.
you should know her, Steve. You watch every film on Pornhub, and she's an ex-porn star. She's let rip on Instagram after being held up in traffic for 3.5 hours due to the death of the Queen, and she reckons she was as old as Magna Carta.
She was
Well,
what?
what the fuck she... Huh?
What?
Mia Khalifa.
Yeah, yeah.
ex-porn
What about
star.
the Magna Carta?
She reckons the Queen was as old as Magna Carta, and
The
she should
Queen
be
was
held up.
dissolved in the Magna Carta.
Well, fucking, this is some stupid bint, isn't it?
Oh.
Huh? Some stupid bint who got held up for 3.5 hours in the traffic. Huh? Some old fucking Pornhub star.
Mia Khalifa. I don't know. I'm not even going to Google her. That's just ridiculous. I mean, so many people are self-entitled. I mean, that is the sort of crap that we really don't need. It's like, I know this maybe you Americans have heard of David Beckham. Maybe you haven't heard of David Beckham. I don't know. But David Beckham was one of our biggest football stars here. Football, you play with your
Yeah, well,
feet.
he owns a
it's ball.
football club over in the States.
Oh, he
now,
owns,
mate.
he owns a couple of football clubs over in the state, but he was in the queue to see the Queen lying in state today. He queued from 2 o'clock this morning for 13 hours to see the Queen lying in state. Twitter is awash with people saying he just did it for a publicity. I think that's disgusting. I mean, the man did it to pay his respects. If he was doing it
Yeah.
for publicity, he wouldn't have spent 13 hours in the queue. He would have tried to get a VIP pass or something, which I understand there isn't really a VIP pass unless you're a
But-
member of the government.
What I've actually seen is he was actually buying people donuts and stuff
Yeah.
as they come along as well, you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he wasn't the only celebrity in the queue for that time, but so why pick on him? You know?
Sharon Osbourne
Like we were
was.
saying earlier, Susanna Reid was in the
Yeah,
queue.
Susanna Reid.
Other people are in the queue. Why pick on Beckham? Is it because he's the most famous, well-known face
And
that's
Holly
in the
and
queue?
Phil didn't really jump the queue. They were there filming anyway. They didn't really jump the queue like that. Do you want
But I
to?
shan't.
Yeah, do you want to expand on that a bit more, Alex? Do you want to expand on that a bit more?
I shan't be queuing.
I wouldn't live in Lowestoft.
Or drive
So,
120
like for
miles
you,
standing in the
you
queue.
live in Lowestoft, right? You won't be queuing because A, the queues are really long, and B, coming down here is like coming into the 21st century.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's got to be difficult for you to jump
Well, I
forward
mean,
in time.
with my horse
200
and cart,
years.
it'll all be over by the time I got there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's what your
I'm
wife
just
says a lot.
So what?
That's what your wife says.
What?
It'll all be
It'll be
over
all
by the
over
time
before-
you got there.
She says that quite regularly.
There's no point in starting because it'll be over before you even get there.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
it's worked twice.
She came and then left before you even arrived. Yeah, I agree, best pal. Twitter
She
is
says,
a toxic
wipe me when I
cesspit.
finished. I said, I finished 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I've eaten my pizza as well.
Yeah. I've had me fag. Yeah, had me fag after you.
Even Have you given up smoking, Mickey?
What?
Have you given up smoking?
No.
We've been on air an hour and 13 minutes and you haven't wanted a ciggy.
Well, because I normally go after an hour.
All right,
But you
okay.
were talking about your cancer thing, which I was interested in.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to tear myself away while we were getting the ins and the outs of you having needles prodded up your fucking arm.
Okay. Thank you
And-
for
and-
expanding, Alex.
and then-
Thank you for expanding, Alex, because for a minute there I thought your comment was referring to the Queen. Sorry, Mickey. Go on, carry on.
No, I was just saying, and then you were telling us about stuff in the fridge and you thought I wasn't listening, but I was.
You
I
only
mean, I
know
might
about
look
that
in the
because I
state of-
repeated it.
Well, there you go. I'm in a state of utter confusion all the time.
Huh.
But anyway, yes, if you'd like to turn me off now, I will go for my 5-minute, make myself a cup of coffee and have a little chuff on my cigarette.
You've gone, Mickey. It's just me and Tracy now. Oh. Yeah. They can't hear you. They can't hear you, Mickey. Can't hear you.
can,
Sorry,
mate.
those on Twitch can't hear you. Those elsewhere can. Right. Yeah. So Tracy, any other thoughts? Would you want me to carry on about my cancer?
I don't know, you can carry on about your cancer and just, you know, carry on and we'll just take whatever comments come in and carry on chatting with that.
I was a bit saddened. I was a bit saddened by one of now the treatment suite there. Doesn't just treat my kind of cancer. It treats all people with cancer. Right. There were 2 women in there who, like me, shaved their heads. I'm not bald, by the way, people. I'm not bald. I've actually got quite a good, for my age, I've actually got quite a good head of hair. And unlike Mickey, I haven't gone grey yet. I'm going, but I haven't quite gone grey yet. I've still got my original hair colour. I don't. Thank you, Klein. Any update on that background yet? I haven't gone my. I've still got most of my hair. I've got a little monk's ball bit at the back, and I'm starting to get an island at the front here. But my hair is still fair as the colour. So it's my beard is salt and pepper when it grows, but I haven't gone completely bald. So when they told me that I was going on this chemo, I decided to own this shit and shave my head anyway. I'm going to lose the hair on my head. So I decided to shave my head anyway. I might actually keep it shaved. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. And there were 2 women in there that did the same. They owned the problem. They walked in there quite proudly with their bald head. There were some other women in there as well that obviously either wore a head covering or wore wigs. You know they're wearing wigs because when somebody's got a wig on, right, and they turn the head, the wig stays still, right? So they were obviously wigs. They were obviously wigs. But most of the women in there, were 5 in there, 4 of them owned the problem one way or another. 2 of them by being completely bald, and 2 of them by wearing head coverings. And you could tell there was no hair under the head coverings. So they weren't wearing wigs. I got offered a wig. I got offered the opportunity to have a wig. They asked me if I'd like to wear a wig. Oh, you're fucking joking. I am so not vain. I'm the least vain person I know. Anyway, another guy in there, an old boy, he must have been about 80, was being treated for lung cancer. And it deeply saddened me that twice during his treatment, he was in there for 4 hours, twice during his treatment, he unplugged his infuser from the wall, walked out of the ward, walked out of the door, stood in the hospital car park, and he smoked.
Oh no.
And that quite saddened me. And when he came back in again, the nurses started treating him again. And I thought, if I was a doctor, I would probably refuse to treat you.
That's
I just found that to be. But they took a Hippocratic oath, didn't they, Tracy?
No, I know, and you know,
just-
just
It saddened me. You've got
admiration
lung
for
cancer
doc-
and you're smoking. What is wrong with you?
full admiration for the doctors and nurses who just keep going, even with a straight face. You know, they don't tut and, you know,
Yeah.
look disgusted or you shouldn't be doing that or anything like that. Yeah, okay, it's different when it's in the consultation room and you're having your one-to-one and that. But they just keep going.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, what you're doing to your body and stuff like that. They just keep going. That's what it's just unbelievable. Full admiration for them.
I just found it to be unbelievable. The other thing that I admire about doctors and nurses is that these people that hate immigrants and claim to be racist, when they're dying on the operating table, they don't care who's operating on them.
Yeah.
They don't turn around and say, "You're not going to cut me open because you're not British."
Yeah.
And that also makes me laugh. The number of people pointing, "You're not British." Well, actually, they were born here. That makes them British. And then they say, "Oh yeah, I didn't mean British. I mean you're not English." Well, they were born in England. That makes them English. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. To be English, well, what makes somebody English then? Well, you know, you're right. Really. You know nothing about the history of our country, do you? They don't. They really have no idea about the history of our country.
Yeah,
No.
I have to say that the only problem that I have ever had with any foreigner treating me in hospital and that is if they've got a very thick accent, and that can include Scottish people, Irish people. If I can't understand the accent,
People from Lowestoft.
People from Lowestoft. But if I can't understand the accent, then I can't take your advice, I can't answer your questions, and I'm constantly going, "Pardon, sorry, I don't understand what you're saying," and then that makes me feel bad for not understanding you speaking. So
Oh, it's all right. People can't hear me, so it don't matter. What are you putting me back up for?
but yeah, that's the thing. It's as long as somebody can speak clear English to me, in whatever accent, as long as I can understand it, then I don't care. And also as long as they're, you know, good at their job. I don't care. I don't mind. You can be whatever colour treating me. I've had better treatment from non-native people. My gynaecologist was one of those very British, old-school gynaecologists. He's very British, very white, very posh. Didn't look me in the face once, and spoke to his student who was doing all the notes. And I was answering the questions, and he was talking to her, and I was like, I may as well not have been in the room at all. I may as well have just given her a list of my notes and let her talk to him. So that was
Something's gone on
one
again.
of my worst experiences.
Oh, no,
and he was
that's all right.
white British, so.
They keep switching to the outside broadcast, so I'm wondering what's going on. Better carry on.
I think we're changing guard again. They're changing position again. So it may well be that they don't want. Yeah. So Best Pal says I can understand most Irish and British accents, but sometimes I can't understand other people. Yeah, no, exactly, because they use too many big words. Oh.
That's preposterous.
That's diabolical.
It is.
Diabolical.
Five syllables.
5 syllables.
Yeah.
All I can say is, right, if you want to know, right, we're not being disingenuous to Mickey, where Mickey lives, right, but if you want to know what Lowestoft looked like in the 1970s, go and visit Lowestoft.
It's the butthole of Britain, isn't it? That's what we discovered. It's the butthole of Britain.
It hurts. It hurts my PICC line when I do this. So do you know what? I'm not going to do
I'm
that.
not going to do that.
No.
Yeah, doing it.
It also hurts when I lay down on it, because I had this fitted yesterday. When I lay down on it, on that side of the bed, on my left, I put my arm under the pillow as you do, it hurts. So I have to go to sleep on the right, which I don't like doing.
I'm an arm tucker as well. I sleep on that.
An arm what?
Arm tucker.
Oh, okay, I misheard you, sorry.
Pillow.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I stick my arm under the pillow.
That's what I just said, Mickey.
Pillow.
Yeah.
Arm on the pillow. Like that.
What's the worst city or town that uses Lowestoft? Without a
We
doubt,
have
it's
got pillows
Lowestoft.
now. They might be full of straw, but we have fucking got them.
Boo.
It stinks of fish.
But worst city or town in the UK, I really do think that
Lowestoft.
We'll agree,
I think
we'll
it
agree.
depends
No,
on where you're actually from, but also every town and city has their bad areas. So some people will say, "Oh, London's a shithole," but it's not. It's got pockets of shitholeness.
Yeah.
Like anywhere, Glasgow. A lot of people keep telling me that Glasgow's a shithole, but then other people say Glasgow's really nice.
Glasgow is really nice. I've been to Glasgow. It is nice. Did you know that they've got? Did you know?
What I've heard that the Grim in Grimsby actually does.
Did you know Glasgow's got an underground system?
I mean, on a par with Grimsby is Hull.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've not been to. I've not been there. So.
Did you know that
Milton
Glasgow's
Keynes,
got
it's
an
all straight lines.
underground railway? Like
Oh,
our
wow.
tube.
Glasgow has.
Glasgow has.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
That's so you can bypass the fucking place.
No, it runs in a circle around the city. They
Oh
call
my
it the
God.
metro.
That's why there's 10 bloody lanes of the motorway.
Yeah.
It's so that everybody can just avoid Glasgow.
But Glasgow's a nice place. I was there about 15 years back. I quite enjoy. I met Jazzy at Glasgow.
Oh my God! Yes.
Yeah, I met Jazzy at Glasgow.
Last time I went to Glasgow, I was delivering a car. Had to take one from the main dealers up there on the back of my truck, fetch one back. And when I got there, they said, whatever you do, don't stop in Glasgow because you won't have the car when you wake up.
Oh dear.
So I came back across the border. And that was actually the Scottish people in the showroom. Don't stop in Glasgow. Yeah.
I once asked an Olympic high jumper to go to bed with me. She jumped on me.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
don't tell me you tried to chat up a female angler and she told you to sling your hook.
I like that one. I remember that one.
He'll tell that one in about an hour.
I'll tell that one in about an hour. Yeah, with my memory being what it is.
Was Tim Vine in the ward with you today or something?
Why do you think I copied him? Right? What makes you so sure he didn't copy me?
Exactly. You might have been sat next to each other on a previous chemo session together.
How long have you known me, Tracy?
Oh, long time.
At least 15 years.
I'm going to say at least 16 years.
And how many times have we met?
3 or 4.
3 or 4, right?
And every time it's been in a hotel.
Every time it's
Yeah,
been a-
and have I always had a sense of humour?
Yes.
Right, so what makes you so sure that I copied Tim Vine?
Oh, because it wasn't like this. This is Tim Vine humour. Your humour's been. I mean, I've still got the video that you did for me a few years ago, which I won't go into. No. It's the one where I said I really need you to do this for me, and you did, and it was where you're going. I really don't give a fuck.
Well, do you know why I did that, Tracy?
Why?
Because I really didn't give a fuck.
I'm doing the fucking beach club again.
Hey, where's the fish? Where's the
He's
fish?
just
Steve?
come in.
Where's
Come
my
on.
fish?
Hey.
Hey.
Things that I remembered from meeting you, and also on the eBay boards, you used to do the dilligaff thing, and then we weren't allowed to do that anymore. To do I look like I give a fuck or whatever it was. And then I remember when I met you, you were just like, I really don't give a fuck. And it's just, I just remember that being one of the funniest things I'd ever heard at the time.
I don't give a fuck. Just for reference, people, every time Tracy does a seal impersonation, he goes, oink, 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 we throw her a fish. There you go, look. It takes me a couple of seconds to get the fish up there.
You said that before.
Yeah, did I just say that? I can tell from the dirty laugh exactly where Mickey's mind has gone, right? He needs to say nothing. I know exactly where Mickey's mind has gone.
Do you know what this is? Carry on streaming, isn't it?
It is carry on streaming, yeah. It is carry on streaming. It's unbelievable. I
You
can't
know, it
believe
took me
that
days
Mickey's
to
gone
get
there.
a fish up there.
Yeah,
Oh.
terrible. Terrible, but you are such a you are encouraging me to be awful. Straight to the
Best
gutter,
pal,
Mickey.
my mind went straight to the gutter. My mind has been in the gutter since I was about 16, and it has never left. So
I appreciate the fact that
went
Best
I
Pal
once
thinks
went
I've
out
got a fucking
with a
mind, so, you
female
know,
gutter cleaner.
sorry, say that again, Steve.
I once went out with a female gutter cleaner.
Yeah.
I thought you
Yeah,
said
she
gutter
swept me off my
cleaner
feet.
then.
She swept me off my feet.
Oh.
I really thought you said gusset
like
cleaner.
Mickey's version. Do you know that is one thing that stands out in our stream is just the regular mishears that we do because we're so old we keep mishearing each other.
I once
one
chatted up a
happens
female submarine captain. I ended up going down on her.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh. Can someone call Tim Vine to come and get his jokes back, please?
They're not his jokes. I just invented them.
Alex says
I made these up on the spot.
lack of choices says back, got to love kids, but lack of planning on their part does not constitute an emergency on my oh god, I know.
I agree with your lack of choices. I've got 4 kids, and I've only got them in case
No,
I need
you've
a
got
kidney.
4 locusts.
Yeah, I've got 4 locusts. I only need them in case I need a kidney. It's the only reason I had kids. Kidney or a liver or a lung. I've got it's
What's that to
covered.
put in
4
your
kids, yeah.
steak pie?
Oh, with
Yeah.
the fam.
Huh?
My dad always used to say that he only had kids so that he could be kept in his older years. He could be kept in the style he'd become accustomed to. But he was sort of partial.
I'll be fucked with my kids then.
He was partially joking. Partially joking.
I once went out with an optometrist. I gave her a good seeing to.
Where is he reading this from? It's like the Magna Carta of jokes.
My humour is original. I come out. Look, well, I haven't scripted any of this, right? I come out with these one-liners. You two feed me these opportunities for these one-liners, and I'm there.
I mean, I see that you've got you have hashtag dad jokes in it. I mean, it should be hashtag bad jokes.
I've got dad jokes in the tags.
Yeah, but best pal, that's because it's true.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, best pal.
Yeah. My partner gets a bit fed up with the Welsh sheep with the jokes about the Welshers. My partner gets a bit fed up with the jokes about the sheep and the Welsh. And as soon as I agree with her. I've been with her for 13 years, right? And every time somebody meets us for the first time and they find out my partner's Welsh, you guarantee they throw a Welsh joke at her. And I've heard them all now. I've heard every single one of them. And I understand why she's completely bored with them. I really do.
Best pal
I
says
really do.
Best pal says Tracy.
Well, I mean, let's face it, if you're going out with a Welsh woman, you can't be sheepish, can you?
Oh,
See? This is exactly what I mean. This is exactly what. And this, Mickey, jokes like that, Mickey, are why I regularly have sex with a £50 note.
Oh,
Why?
dear.
Because I fancy the change.
I'd get $49.99 back, me.
Best pal says Tracy, where are you from? You sound like you're from Yorkshire. I'm actually London born and bred, but my dad was Yorkshireman through and through. So that's probably what it is. And do you know what it is? It's listening to Mickey talking. Because I know he's not from Yorkshire, but because he's got an accent, I'm kind of reflecting that because I spent a lot of time in Yorkshire with cousins and aunts and things like this, and of course my dad. So I've got some Yorkshireisms that sneak in. And
You sound nothing like
I said,
fucking
with
Fred
Mickey with his
Dibner.
accent, so.
You sound nothing like Sean Bean or Fred Dibner.
No, I don't sound like them, but to best pal, he's probably picking up on some little Yorkshire. Like I say, me dad, which is a Yorkshire northern type thing, rather than my dad or me dad. I say me dad, like with a apostrophe. Lack of choices says for my kids, it's because the child labour laws in US are set around the 1900s agriculture rules, so it's pretty much free labour till 18. And then Best Pal says Mickey licks the windows on the bus, so...
The manageress of the dildo shop...
Fucker's got to clean them.
The manageress of the dildo shop tried to seduce me.
You told her to go fuck herself?
Yeah, I told her to go fuck herself.
Oh, dear. We know Best Pal, that's fine. We're having a laugh, aren't we? So... lack of choices says the problem is that the older they get, then less productive they are, and then they pretty much on union schedules, less work, more pay, and loads of attitudes. Got to love teenagers. Yeah, my sister's got one at the moment.
So I'm old, not productive, and pretty much on union schedules. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Because I'm an older teenager.
And you're a teenager, so you got.
I'm an older teenager. Yeah, lack of choices. Lack of choices. I agree with you, but look what happened to Prince Andrew.
Steve tried to pull a watchmaker, but she didn't have time for him.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
I like that one, Mickey.
He's rubbing off.
I like that one.
He's rubbing off on you, Mickey, and he's passing the bad jokes.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. That was. I'll remember that one.
Dear, oh dear. Hello to our viewers. Come on in. If you like what you see, please follow us. And if you really like us, subscribe to us. And if you don't like us at all, tell everybody and make sure you spread the link across the internet. Say, come and look at what this shit's up to.
I once pulled a girl that played the French horn. That was a hell of a blowjob.
You're absolutely right. I did. But actually, it wasn't a nurse. It was a schoolgirl's uniform.
For yourself.
Did they say Your Royal Highness?
Tails.
What's wrong with that?
No,
Did they call you Your Royal Highness?
You in pigtails and dark blue, you know, the old dark blue knickers? Woohoo! It's probably wearing some now.
I think Mickey would look really bizarre.
Found it yet, Mickey?
Well, they are blue pants.
Are you looking at your cock, Mickey?
No, I haven't got the microscope out. Microphone?
I believe you're doing this live on air.
Yeah.
Have you noticed you haven't had any noise from my noise from my microphone?
Hang on.
Yeah, found it.
Yep. There it is.
Fuck, Steve's even got a light on his, look.
I have, look.
Oh, that's a bit bloody dusty.
I need it because I tell you why I've got that, right? And bear in mind I've got some 26-inch monitors here. And I'll show you. I can show you my monitors. Hang on, I can show you the monitors. I can show all of you my monitors. Here's my. Here's
post cam.
My Logitech 922. Let's add that as a camera source. Video capture device. Okay, and
I must admit though, I much prefer Victoria's Secrets to Ann Summers.
Yeah, I'll bet you
more
do.
Better quality. Ann Summers is more disposable, like
Yeah.
fancy dress.
Expensive tat.
Yeah. I suppose it gets the job done, you know, like especially for people who are a little bit shy about like, oh, you've never tried it before, or it's just a bit of fun every now and then and things like that.
Oh, I
Then
can't. That fucking stupid program Expression Can's got hold of. I mean, I keep meaning to disinstall that. Uninstall that fucking stupid Expression Can. Sorry, I can't
Yeah.
show you because Expression Cam's got hold of it.
I kept
And,
fucking up my camera the other day.
Yeah. Oh, Nicky, I emailed their support about it, and they said that they couldn't. They told me to register it, and I said that's the problem. I can't.
Kaiseed, how are you? What's up?
I'm gonna just put that back.
What's up, Kaisi?
Yeah, that's what I thought of. I immediately thought of that. What's up?
Oh, I know
What's
what I
that?
can do. I know what I can do. I can call up Expression Cam.
How are you doing? How did you
Dickhead.
find us?
We're good. We're good.
We are good. We're having
Hey,
a very good
right.
laugh this evening, and Jesus, it just.
Hang on, I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing
Please
with it.
excuse
I'm on
Steve,
top of
he's
the
got a
problem.
special guest.
Oh dear.
I'm on top of the problem. Hang on.
It looks like the problem's on top of you.
Oh, he's fucking telling me to upgrade again.
That's why I uninstalled, mate. It's fucking shit.
How are you doing, Kaisi? Ah, hilarious.
Right,
You know, this
you
show
should be
wouldn't
able
be
to
the
see.
same without the fuck up.
You
I
should
love
be able to
it.
see
I
my
love the
setup.
fuck
Yeah,
ups.
you can. Right.
There we go.
There's my setup. I've got a 28-inch monitor over there, which is monitoring us on Twitch. I've got a 28-inch monitor over here. This is my broadcast monitor, which is on the left is my pre-broadcast screen. On the right is my broadcast screen. So that's how I control everything here. Those sliders there is how I control everybody's audio. And all these over here is how I control all of the thing. That's my CCTV monitor there, so you can see my CCTV.
Kebab cam. Kebab cam.
My kebab cam, yeah, you can see my CCTV. That's my camera. That's a Sony ZV-1. That's the normal camera that I use for streaming. That's my big key light. I don't know if you can see that there. And that's another 28-inch monitor that I've got up there, which is monitoring Reddit in the 9x16 format. So that's my setup. So that's why I've got the magnifying glass, because even with a 28-inch monitor, when I'm working with some graphics, they are so fucking small that I can't see them, and I actually have to get my magnifying glass and I have to put it up against the screen to be able to see some detail when I'm doing it. If you're on my Facebook, you'll notice that somebody today gave me a challenge that a Facebook challenge about if you're good with Photoshop, and I'll show you in a minute. How are you guys today? Guy in the white hat, that lady is like two of you.
Oh, he doesn't need to go to the opticians, does he?
Who's the person in the white hat?
You passed your eye test. It's all right. You don't need glasses.
And he just called you fat, Tracy.
Yeah, you don't need glasses. It's quite obvious that I'm fat. Yeah. No.
Who's the guy in the white hat?
No, he said the guy in the white, that lady is like two of you. Apparently, I'm twice the size of Mickey, which I probably am.
Okay. Okay.
Captain Obvious.
I'm miles away. No, he didn't say that at all, Tracy, you see?
Oh, what did I miss then? Oh,
Everything.
no, he said, no, sorry. It's all right, don't worry. He said fat, and I'm...
Oh, do worry. Are you
I
worrying,
am
Mickey?
fat, I am. But thank you for clarifying. It was Steve that said it. I'll beat him up later.
Okay.
That guy is pretty small.
This guy.
We've been telling him that all evening. He's been
This
looking
guy.
for it. This is why we got the magnifying glasses out.
Yeah, we do. He is small. He is small. His handle is the Mad Midget. He's just going to type now. Yeah, he is pretty small. That's why he's called the Mad Midget.
Look. There, look. He's
Yeah.
trying to drown me out. Have you noticed he actually said that I'm a pretty large lady? So
And I'm pretty small.
you got to go like that.
And I'm just here.
and you're just here. You're pretty insane, funny, pretty funny.
I tried to pull an audiologist. She'd heard it all before.
We need to stop laughing at his bad jokes.
Oh, well, I won't tell any more if you don't think they're funny.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Oh. Did you see the other thing I got from the hospital today, Mickey?
Oh dear.
Let me just show you, hang on.
Oh, it's the same one as the other one, though. I thought you'd have got him one of those. Didn't you get two?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
Better flick knife. Flick finger.
Yeah. He's very small, plus his camera's far away. I mean, in fact, his camera's in another country.
Yes, but you got to remember, we haven't got fucking electric in Suffolk.
No.
I like the way that you need to you need to turn your light on so Mickey just gets closer to the camera.
I once got caught in the nude by an electrician. He was shocked.
Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, but listen, did you hear what we were talking about earlier, Steve? About Mickey's chair. Mickey's going to have to start a crowdfunder to get a new chair because his chair's collapsing underneath him. He's going to start a GoFundMe for a new chair.
I saw what he said. Now, I don't know about you, Mickey, but I've got a leather and metal chair. A leather and metal executive chair. Why is your chair wood?
The base is wood, actually. And what's happened is that the wood has split down the middle and it's only the bolts either side that are holding my chair together.
Eventually, he's
Cut a hole in it and use it as a commode.
What?
Cut a hole in it and use it as a commode.
Yeah. There we go. That's what he's going to have his knackers trapped in. Listen, you can talk to me. Ask the lady how many burgers she's had today. You can actually, by typing on there, you can ask me directly. My name is Tracy, and I've had no burgers today. Thank you very much. Do you like burgers?
I haven't had any
Yeah,
burgers
mate,
today
mate.
either.
Oh, I had a chicken and butternut squash kind of bake thing.
Oh, butternut squash is fucking horrible.
It
It
is
is
disgusting.
horrible, but I
Disgusting.
did it in like a chicken stock, so it got all the flavours in from that, a bit of garlic and that. You feel like I'm not telling the truth? Well, that's fine. How many burgers do you think I've
I'll tell you what. If he carries on with the insults, I'm going to kick his ass straight out of here.
I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get a rise from us, and it's
Yeah.
It's not going to work because I've heard it all. I've been told that I probably sit here eating sticks of butter.
Off you go, Mickey.
And that I'm immobile and I can't wipe myself and stuff like that. So you really can't.
Off you go, Mickey. We don't need him. We don't need him.
He's probably getting off on it. He likes the idea.
Probably.
He likes the idea of me sitting here eating and scoffing and stuff like that. So
I once went out with a fat lady. She smothered me with love. I thought you'd heard it all before.
Throw me a fish.
I thought you'd heard it all before.
Oh look, he's sticks of butter. Oh, that was
I
great.
once went out with a troll.
And? No, do you know what I was going to do? I was just going to go, let's all just ignore now, and he could have carried on talking by himself. So...
It's gone.
That's pretty good going, though, considering we've been doing this for 2 months, and he's the first one who tried it, so...
Yeah.
Like I said, he didn't need...
But I'm sorry, I had to... You challenged me, didn't you?
What?
I just went to mod view, and before I could click it, he'd gone.
Yeah.
No, like I said at the beginning, when he said that about me being pretty large, it's like, yeah.
Oh, you challenged me. You said you've heard it all about you being fat, and I immediately came up with something you'd never heard before.
All the insults, but I've heard, I was wondering where that. I thought that was going to be a joke, and so when it wasn't a joke, and it was actually quite a nice thing, that's why I clapped. Like I needed.
It was a joke. It was a dad joke. I heard it on Tim Vine.
But like I said at the beginning, that as soon as he said something and he pointed out that I'm large, well, you don't need.
Yeah, but it started to go downhill and getting personal then.
Savers. He passed his optician's test. His eyesight's good. So, what else do you want from a stroll? Bloody hell. Never mind. Anyway, where were we? We were having some fun, and we're still having some fun. Bring me back.
Right.
Shame.
Carry on because
Shame we didn't get a subscription out of him. I am taking the piss.
What?
I said we didn't get a subscription out of him.
Oh well.
He loved us that much.
I don't think we were ever going to get a prescription out of him.
Oh, you
It's a
think?
prescription?
Prescription.
Subscription, yeah.
You think? I thought he was up for it.
I thought he was up for it as well, but obviously he wasn't. I've been humorous. Oh, pardon me. I've been humorous on Facebook today as well. So just bear with me because I keep pressing the wrong bloody button. Bear with me.
That's what my missus says to me. I keep pressing all the wrong buttons.
Yeah, that's what she says to me about you as well. So I saw this challenge on Facebook today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see my entry?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Chucked him off the side or something.
No. I read it, Tracy. I read it and I followed the instructions to the letter, which is something nobody else did.
Yeah.
2,500 people responded to this challenge, and I was the only one that actually read the instructions. Read what it says.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He just wants him in the Grand Canyon.
Right, so that's exactly what I did.
Yes, I'm sorry, but got it.
That's exactly what I did with Photoshop.
Well,
Exactly
yeah.
what he asked for.
Have you seen? There is a guy that has become quite famous, but I can't remember his name.
There you go.
He does stuff like that.
Exactly what he asked for.
Yeah, got him in the Grand Canyon. Fantastic.
I know who you're talking about, Tracy. People sending pictures. Can you do so and so with it? He's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he does literally this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was my entry, and I was the only person that actually read what they said. Because I'm a genius with Photoshop, like I am with everything
That's
else.
hilarious.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh yeah, I know who you mean, that artist you mean. I think he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
I wish I had his mad Photoshop skills.
I love it when people put things in, like say like it's a woman standing in a bikini and there's like a larger woman sort of in the background, and they say, can you get rid of the ugly looking one in the picture, and he does. He gets rid of her, the skinny one, leaving.
Yeah.
I can do a lot of what he can do. I mean, if you send me if you go into our Discord and you send me some pictures, and with your requests, I can edit them for you. Yeah.
Me in a bikini.
Yeah, I can edit it for you. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Oh, give me a boob job and no, I'm all right. I'm cool with my bits and bobs.
If you want a right tit, he's sitting next to you.
I can't get his face.
But I can't believe out of 2,500 people that entered that, I was the only one that read what he said.
Yeah, read the.
There are thousands of pictures of him removed and being replaced with other things. But I was the only one that actually put him in the Grand Canyon, which is exactly what he asked for.
Yeah, read the brief.
Read the brief, and they don't, do they?
That's hilarious.
RTFM. Read the fucking manual.
Yeah, read the manual. I don't know what's happened to Klein because Klein wondered why we had a spam background tonight, and I just thought, why not? Because we are spamming the live stream of the laying in state of the Queen.
Yeah.
And I did ask him to come up with an alternate background, but he hasn't. So I can just assume that our spam live stream is the best. Which reminds me, for my supper tonight, I've got spam fritters.
Hello.
A quick question.
Yes.
Best pal, I'm going to eat them at the end of this stream. I've actually got some Iceland spam fritters.
And the last time I ate spam, I think, was probably about 4 years ago. Oh no, tell a lie. I had 4 burgers of it today. No, it was probably about. I've got a couple of tins actually because at the time I was trying to sort of get a store cupboard stock up, and there was spam was on special offer. I think it was like £1 a tin or something.
So hang on, what are you stocking up for?
No, just like a little store cupboard stock up because of price.
I mean, let's face it, if there's a fucking nuclear explosion hiding under the table in the tower block isn't going to fucking help much, is it?
No, it was because of price rises. And
In
stuff
a
like
tower
that.
block near central London really isn't going to help, is it?
No, exactly. No, I wasn't stocking up for the Armageddon. I really wasn't. And you know, it was good that I had the store cupboard stuff because when everyone went mental just before lockdown and was buying trolleyfuls of shit, I had a small store cupboard supply. I couldn't get salt, for example.
But there are people who have got their basements stacked with cans.
Not that
case
live
we
on the
ever get-
14th floor of a tower block.
No, they don't live in the 14th. Well, you don't get a basement in the 14th floor, do you?
No.
That'd be somebody else's flat
What do
underneath
you mean,
really,
do you?
wouldn't it? What?
What do you mean, do you?
We do have a basement, but there's a couple of big old water pumps in it, so that we can.
You have to ask if a 14th floor flat has a basement, Mickey. You really need to ask.
My basement is my downstairs neighbours.
They've got
Exactly, that's what
lofts.
I'm saying.
Don't be stupid. They've got lofts.
But when was the last time you ate canned meat? I know Steve has just replied to that. When was the last time I ate canned beef? Actually, do you know what? That was probably about 3 weeks ago, and I did a corned beef hash.
That's what I had, corned beef hash.
Yeah,
When I had a corn dog sarnie the other day when we were on stream, didn't I?
Yeah,
that was
you did,
probably
you
the
did.
first time though in probably about a year. It's not something that I particularly like eating, but I do sometimes. You know, when you get a craving, oh, lovely.
About once or twice a month, and I've definitely done it within the last 2 weeks, because we've always got a can of spam in our cupboard. I've got an air fryer, right? I absolutely love our air fryer. Our air fryer.
Yeah.
Air fryers are the best inventions ever.
I've asked for
Yeah.
Christmas.
And I love our air fryer. I like grilled spam, and I get a can of spam out of the cupboard. I slice it up. I've got one of those wire egg slicers. You know the egg slicers?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got one of those, and I slice the spam with that. It's also how I slice the corned beef hash, the corned beef sandwiches. It's just the right thing. It's just a plastic base with some wires. Put your spam on it, and you get uniform slices. You didn't know that, did you, Tracy? No.
No, I've never met anybody who's done it, but it's something that it's crossed my mind before that you could, because you know, like you can get a cheese wire, but you can only do one at a time. But if you get the
egg slicers, you could do.
But I didn't know
egg
it
ten.
actually worked. So that's
Yes.
brilliant. It does
It
actually
works
work.
on corned beef as long as it's come from the fridge.
Yeah.
But it works on spam at any temperature.
I like chopped ham and pork as well.
Yeah.
Luncheon meat.
Luncheon meat, yeah. So I cook them in the air fryer. Exactly 10 minutes at 200 degrees, and you've got perfectly crisp spam.
What you do is you dunk it in batter and drop it in a deep fat fryer.
Which is what I've got for after this stream, except they're already covered in batter, and they just need reheating in the air fryer. The other thing I love is
You
PICC.
bought pre-battered ones.
Pre-batter. The other thing I love is PICC.
Yeah, PICC. Yeah, PICC's, well, it's like
Pork in a can.
pork in a can, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did have for
Salt
tea, and
pork
I
again.
had a steak. I had a steak for my tea. Now, excuse me, because that's fucking stupid. I mean, it's about that thick.
Yeah.
So Donna fucking chucked it in the frying pan. It was red in the middle, and it was tough as old boots. So I took a slice of it. I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll bung it in the fucking microwave. So I put it in there for 4 minutes, and I ain't kidding. It came out about that big.
Oh my god!
Hard
Yeah.
as a rock. So it went in the bin. So I haven't really had anything for tea except, well, I had some mac and cheese and some baked beans, but that's it. My steak went in the fucking bin.
I totally hate that when you think it's going to be a nice piece of steak. We bought some. Went to a Rye Butcher's near Hastings. Went to a Rye Butcher's and I bought all the sausages and things like this. And the sausages weren't that good either, but the burgers were fine. Oh look, burgers. There we go. Last time I had a burger was about 2 years ago. Anyway, so I'm not sore about that at all. But anyway, so it was from the butcher's and it looked like a nice piece of steak. I can't remember if it was rump or sirloin, but it was a nice piece of steak and it cost an arm and a leg. And we did it, you know, we flash fried it. We did everything that we supposed to do, and it just had loads of gristly bits in it, hard wobbly bits in it. It was chewy, even though it was still pink in the middle and running with pink juices.
That's exactly what I had, best pal.
I went to the
in the yellow
butcher's.
packet.
I went to the butcher's and tried to buy 8 venison legs, but it was too dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Tracy, I'll give you a tip with steak. Mickey, I'll give you the same tip with steak, right? If it's a nice frying bit of steak, have either of you got cookie or cake cutters?
Yes.
Get your smallest cake cutter. Before you put it in the frying pan, cut through the steak so you've got a little hole in the middle. Crack an egg in it. Put it in the pan and crack an egg in it and fry it.
Oh.
Give it a try.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, give it a try.
That's an interesting difference.
Yeah, give it a try.
Right, just keeping a tally here, what we're talking about.
I think the problem with the steak that she cooked tonight is she didn't batter it with a rolling pin.
Yeah, see, I've never done that.
Do you like your meat battered with a rolling pin then, Mickey?
I'd rather she battered her meat with a rolling pin than battered me with it. Put it that way, you know. It's,
So you want her to batter her meat with a rolling pin?
no, not really.
Okay. Want to clarify
I've never
that.
done that though. I've never taken a rolling pin.
I'm
or a
glad you've
hammer.
never battered Mickey's meat. If I'm honest,
Yeah, say that again.
I'm glad
I'm
you've
glad you've
never battered Mickey's meat. If I'm honest.
Oh, not from here, I haven't.
Uh,
But where else have you? Hang on.
Hang on, where have you battered
I know
his
I've
meat
got a
then?
state of confusion.
Yeah.
But if you haven't done it from there, where the fuck have you done it from? And was I present at the time?
I'll set it on for 7. Hang on, let me double check that. Double check
Oh
that.
dear, oh dear. It's difficult to keep a tally of the subjects we're talking about because I've been laughing so much.
Anyway, can you turn me off again for a moment?
Just hang on a second. It's 7:30.
Ah.
Just hang on a second, Mickey.
Yeah, good.
There you go. You're off. Yeah, that's fine. Just got off to bed. Oh, which I should be going to when I've ended this stream. As I say, I'm going to cook myself. One of my spam fritters. A bit later when I finish the stream because I'm actually getting quite hungry. I really feel bloody good, and I think that's down at the stirrups.
Cal says, yeah, my wife wants to do the essential shop. I'm like eating healthy, going out the window. No, I don't know. Some of the stuff is going to be okay. Some of the stuff is going to be as fine as anything more expensive.
For those that have just joined us, Mickey has gone off screen because he's got his lips around a fag.
Yes, he's having a good suck. Yeah. So some of the essential shop range will be okay. Will be better than in some instances than some of the more expensive stuff. But then you will get stuff that is like which isn't that healthy. But the chicken and vegetable pies, you know, 3 small chunks of chicken and 3 peas and a bit of gravy.
For our US viewers, Asda is. Hang on, they can't hear you, Mickey. For our US viewers, Asda is Walmart. Right, sorry. Carry on, Tracy.
Yes, Asda here is Walmart over there. And what we've got is this new essential range, which is the basics, the budget cheap range, and they're yellow labels. And on that subject, actually, they're all Asda stores are restricting each item to, you can't buy more than 3 of each item at a time, because they're finding that supplies, they're not getting the supplies in because people are buying like a trolley full for cheapness, and the supply, they can't restock quick enough, so they're having to.
I'm just going toilet, Tracy, so it's all yours for a minute.
That's cool. Yeah, no, Asda always had it as yellow now. I remember it used to be white label, smart price. And before that it was green, if I remember rightly, or it was green and white. So yes, it's changed from smart price to essentials. So, but everyone's gone a bit bonkers over it, going, oh, because what happened was a lot of the big supermarkets took away their budget range, especially for during the pandemic. And now they're bringing them back, and they're still a bit more expensive than they used to be. But everyone's like, the budget range is back, and we can afford to eat again. But they're having to restrict. Literally, each store's having to restrict the purchases, and it's happening at the till. It's not like people see in your trolley that you've got 4 cans instead of 3. It's at the till, and the till is saying, no, you already have 3. All right, and it's written on the shelves as well. So basically, you're being warned before you get to the till that you can only have 3 at a time. Now, I can understand it because there's, if they're not getting the supplies and they can't restock quick enough, then that's fair enough that, trying to help everybody. But also at the same time, it's, what if you've got a family of 4? What if you've got a family of 6? What if you're shopping for yourself and your family and your parents, let's say? You can't just have 3 cans or 3 bits of chicken. That's kind of stuff. But I think it's good that they're doing it fairly, but it is, I can see why it's frustrating. Where are we? Yeah, BSE hasn't been to Asda for years. You're not missing much in the local one. Klein says, what's the new cap on utility bills going to look like? It's going to look like our utility bills have doubled. And so instead of it like quadrupling, they're capping it at being doubled. So, but they're selling it to us as a good deal, which it's not. Best Pal says, yeah, but people with massive families can't help it. Yeah, exactly what I just said. BSC says people bought them and sold them in their corner shops. Yes, I remember that. They used to, in our local Asda, the staff used to have to stop the corner shop people from buying like trolleyfuls, cratefuls, the boxes, the shelf boxes full that they would then take and sell in their corner shops. They had to stop them when they realised what they were doing. Lack of Choices says, we just got our state income tax back, 300 per family member. What's that? What, after COVID, or what's that? Why did they stop that in the first place? Best Pal, well, if you go shopping with my wife, can I buy 3? She buys 3 because we're both different customers. Yes, you can get around it like that. Yeah, because I know that some people have gone, well, this is mine, and that person there is buying for my father,
Or you can always go through the checkouts and then go back round and do it again. How are they?
Yeah, no, exactly. Mickey, who you can't. No,
you can see me now.
He brought you back. Oh, sorry, I was
yeah.
talking as though you're not there. Is that for gas or electric? I don't know. I think it's just across the board, but
yeah, it is. Yeah, it's both gas and electric now, capped at, I think it's $2.5 grand, isn't it?
Oh, that's what I mean. They're selling it to us as though it's a good deal, but it's not, because it's doubled, and now they've said, oh, it's not going to quadruple now, so you're all right. Well, no, we've still got to find the money. Yeah, best pal, I know you meant I, sorry, but I was reading it nice and quickly. But you, so basically, if you, yeah, we're not going shopping with your wife. It's all right.
No, because I'd have to go to fucking
That's
Wales.
why I've switched over to the air fryer.
Yes.
It's so much cheaper than the oven.
Yeah, yeah.
$7 for a gallon of milk. That's like £6. What do we pay for 2 pints? We pay about £1.50, don't we?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. It's about a par in price there. I'm like, oh no, of course no. You've got stupid gallons there, haven't you? You've only got 6 pints to the gallon, so that's quite expensive.
But he's got his head screwed on. Look, because he's changed his son over to beer on his cornflakes.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
on cereal.
yeah. But that's quite expensive because they've got stupid 6 pints to the gallon over there. But yeah, that's a good idea.
Best pal says my fire burns wood, so I wouldn't have energy bills. Okay, so is that how you heat your water? And
I live in the south. I don't need to burn fires.
Back in the day, we used to have what they call, I don't know if you ever heard, a Rayburn, which
Yeah.
used to heat our water, do our cooking and everything.
well, that's what I was just trying to work out. Like you know, is that how all the electricity runs and the you know, like in his fire burns wood, so it doesn't have energy bills.
And I live in the south. What do I need heating for?
Well, I live in Lowestoft and we haven't got fucking electric yet, so I shan't be getting any bills, shall I?
Just to quickly change the subject, look at this, right? It is now midnight, well, 11:59, 23:59, because I prefer what the Americans call military time, because then there's no confusion. It's now 23:59, and look, they're still coming thick and fast. Look, that is absolutely incredible. I was awake at 4 o'clock this morning, and I just happened to have left my computer on this live stream, and they were coming past thick and fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand it, because that's a moment in history, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is a moment in history. That is, so, you know, it's probably the only time I'm ever going to see it. I honestly think if Charles is king for 10 more years, I won't see William being crowned. Definitely won't. Not with my health issues. Which is actually a bit annoying because prior to 2013, I was very healthy. In fact, prior to 2013, I'd only had appendicitis when I was 18. So that's my fault. That is, I lived a very healthy life. Sorry, carry on. I just wanted to mention about
as I was saying while I wasn't here, but you could hear me. Your chemo, you have to have that every 3 weeks. Is that right?
It runs on a 21-day cycle. That I actually have the rituximab and the other stuff every 21 days. So this cycle that I've had now, I've got my chemo card. I'll tell you when the next one is.
Looks like it should be the 8th. Yeah. No, not the 8th. What was it about? 30th. The 7th. I'll get there in the end.
Oh, it's right. It's in my wheelchair, and I can't be bothered to go and get it.
A picture of his fucking arse, do we?
You never know. You never know. It's quite toned, my arse. Well, it has to, because
see it.
It has to squeeze some of those constipated turds out. My regimen is that I have the main chemo in 21-day cycles. So the next time I'm back in the hospital, the chemo is in 21 days. However,
7th of October.
7th of October. However, I have to go back to the hospital every 7 days to get my PICC line changed. The PICC line dressing that has to be changed every 7 days, cleaned and changed every 7 days. So,
they don't take it out and put a new one in, surely?
No, they do. They do. I don't know if you can see it there. This little circle thing here. That little circle thing here. That's a slow release.
Valve.
No, it's a piece of paper that's impregnated with slow release chlorhexamine, which is like Dettol.
Right. Yeah.
A disinfectant, and it slowly releases it over a period of 7 days to keep the hole clear of infection.
Bring back iodine, I say.
Yeah, And it slow releases this chlorhexamine over 7 days to keep the hole clear of infection. So they have to change that. The actual PICC line is secured with that, which is stitched into my skin. I don't know if you can see that. That's stitched into my skin.
Yeah.
So they have to change that every 7 days to stop me from getting infections. And then they put salt down these 2 lines, a saline solution down these 2 lines to clean the PICC line out in case it gets blocked or any blood clots form in it. And I have to have that every 7 days. The main chemo is over 21 days, but after chemo, for the first 4 days after chemo, I have to take, starting tomorrow, I have to take high dose steroids for 4 days. In the morning, I've got to take high dose, something called ondansetron. I don't know what this is. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that, can you?
Vaguely.
Oh, my camera's blanking it out.
Hearing the closer you get.
Ondansetron. I've got to take 2 tablets as a single dose in the morning after chemotherapy. And then in 5 days' time, which is next Wednesday, I've got 8 doses of the main chemotherapy drug, which I have to inject into my stomach. Once a day for 8 days. I say that's the main chemotherapy drug because chemotherapy is actually the chemotherapy. A lot of people don't realise this. Is actually a cytotoxic drug. It's the drug that breaks up the tumours. But they confuse that with what I had today, which was rituximab. Now, what rituximab is rituximab is a monoclonal antibody. Cancer cells develop a unique protein that no other cells develop, which is called CD20. Now, rituximab, what it does is it goes into... Now, for some reason, your body, when you've got lymphoma, blood cancer like I've got, your body can't see the cancer cells that are actually part of your immune system. It ignores them, right, because it can't see them. However, rituximab, which is a monoclonal antibody, gets injected into my bloodstream via my heart, and it attaches itself to the CD20 protein on the cancer cells, and it acts like a flag and says, "Hello, white blood cells, white corpuscles. Hello, white lymph cells. I'm here. Come and kill me." And it actually makes my own immune system attack me. The cytotoxic drugs go in to actually kill the cancer cells sewn dead once they've been attacked and broken up by the white blood cells, which is why there's a delay of 5 days. I hope that explains it, does it?
Yeah. I understand now, yeah.
It takes 5 days for the cancer cells to be identified with this protein marker, which of course you're putting something in that you're putting something in that does the exact. You're putting something in that triggers your immune system to have an immediate response, which is what the allergic reactions I had today were. They were my immune system responding to a foreign invader in my body. I mean, that's why I had to puke up, because the body's trying to get it out. My body's trying to think of every way it can to expel this foreign thing out. But it's going around and it's marking things in my body that it doesn't normally attack. It's saying, "Hang on, I don't normally attack that, but now you're saying I've got to attack it. No, that's not right. Let's get it out of the body." And the other drugs that suppress that immuno response that I've had today. So my immune system has to be suppressed for the way that to make this antibody work. And then the next lot of drugs go in and destroy the cancer cells that have been flagged. The immune system will take care of most of them. There'll still be a few remaining. So the other powerful drugs go in and destroy what's left. And the third drug I had today was a very powerful antibiotic, because I'm very liable for infections. So I hope that explains it. Right, sorry, carry on anyway.
Can I just say hi, lol nuns? Thank you very much. Glad you like it. And I don't know what you're saying about the clock, but there is a lot of spam, yes.
Yeah. What am I missing here?
The other place.
Other place.
Oh, the other place, right? Yeah. Other place. Can see spam. Can't see a clock. Can see spam. On where you're watching it, you can only see it in 9:16 format, which is mobile phone format. If you want to see what we're all talking about and everything else, like what's here, which you can't see, you need to come over to Twitch. The URL's just there, but I'll post it. I'll post it in the chat as well, and you can see what you're missing.
Black Choices says sexy legs. That was for when you were standing up. And
yeah, obviously.
Best Pal says, don't eat sugar-free gummy bears. I ate them in a wave of shit fell out my ass. Yes, it will be one of the artificial sweeteners that did that. They can, it can act as a laxative. So, yeah. It can either cause extreme wind or it can act as a laxative.
Yeah, there we are. Sorry, I know it looks like I'm looking not at the camera. That's because my monitor is up above the camera. So yeah, that's for you watching. If you want to see the full widescreen, horizontal 9:16, that format that we're actually broadcasting in, you need to come over to Twitch. Yeah, the full experience. You need to come over to Twitch, because other ones that are seeing us in 9:16 vertical video are only seeing the middle third of what's going on, and nothing that's going on the outsides. Because what you can see there, or what we can see, is I'm actually live streaming the laying of state of the Queen, and you can't see that on the 9:16 vertical video, but you can see it on the main screen. So we're actually, that's what we've been sort of talking about tonight, amongst other things. Right, yeah. So I just caught up with that. Sorry, Tracy. I don't like to interrupt when you're in full flow. You know. In fact, the only reason I'm interrupting you is because you're 7 miles away, and I feel quite safe. If I was in the same room, I would.
I waited until, because you were explaining really well about the chemo drugs, and
Fuck me, if you didn't interrupt a woman, you'd never get a word in edgeways.
Oh, I tell you what, you do not want to be round a Greenwood place at Christmas. Honestly, it's not so bad now. Now my mum and dad have gone, because what always used to happen was, because we've got really loud voices, and we all like talking over each other, so we just get louder and louder.
Louder and louder and louder.
Yeah,
shit.
and all it is just a load of noise. It's not.
I can't see that myself. Can you,
Mum and
Mickey?
Dad died, so maybe it was them.
I can't see that, Mickey. Can you?
Yeah, they shut the queue already earlier, and let it catch up. So.
Yeah, but are they going to shut it for the night? No. This is going to be going now. If it doesn't get too manic over the weekend, this is going to be going till about 6:30 Monday morning, I think, isn't it?
Something like that, yeah. But then it will be all the people who have waited to along the way.
Well, no, by 6:30 they got clear amount because Monday is actually the funeral, so I don't think they'll let anybody in. Doesn't matter if the queue's 13 miles long or not. Nobody will be getting in after 6:30 on Monday morning, because obviously they got prep for the funeral.
Yeah, so I think it's 6:30 Monday morning they're planning to close.
Yeah.
But the queue at the moment it's now 10 past midnight, and the queue is 5 miles long. In fact, there's now a queue to get into the queue. Yeah.
That'd be a bit of a pisser if you got there on Monday at 6:31 and they wouldn't allow you in and you're next in, innit? Hey, what a pisser that'll be.
I'll be back in a second. Turb, Best Pal, you might be interested in when I've gone, what I come back with. I'll be back in a second.
He's going to do what we think we're going to do. Lack of choices. Why would Best Pal be interested in that?
Alex says that's why he puts his hearing aids in with no battery. Just nod and smile.
Just a nod and smile. Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that's what men normally do anyway. They've got a natural switch off thing. So.
Well, that's why you keep seeing me. You keep saying that, I've gone into a world of my own. It's because I've just
zoned out between me.
Zoned out for a minute.
Between me and Steve, it must be a fight. It really must.
No. What it is I keep flicking to Facebook to see if there's anything interesting on there, and
then falling into the rabbit hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best Pal says you're not going to see the Queen till Sunday if you're at the back. I can imagine. It's I don't know how quick they're moving actually. That how many people are moving through in an hour and stuff. I mean, because it's not like they're moving that quickly. Obviously, can you imagine if they were just running through? That would be bonkers. I mean, it's a steady flow of people, but it's not a fast flow. So I'd be interested. I haven't seen any stats. I actually haven't looked for any stats. So
I think Steve's gone for a fast flow, hasn't he?
no, do you know what? I think he's probably doing something with an air fryer and some battered spam. Because he said that. Oh no, he's back. Is he eating? No, he's breathing
No, no,
hard.
no. It's going to be his red. He has. He's got spam fritters.
MukkBang! Woody's MukkBang! No sauce? We like it naked. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, best pal. Now ask me the last time when I ate spam was.
Yum. I'm gonna have to cover your face because otherwise I'm not gonna be. I'm just gonna be hungry for battered spam now. Oh dear, oh dear. So, oh, he went again.
You told me to cover my face.
No, I was covering your face. You can
Oh,
come
okay.
back. No, everybody likes your MukkBang, but we have to see the plate as well. You haven't got it high enough. We need to nose bag into it. That's it. You can all see what you're enjoying now. There we go, you see.
Stop spamming the screen.
Yeah, look, Steve's spamming the screen. Steve's
That was quite good,
spamming
Mickey.
the stream. So anybody watching, do we know how many are going?
Wait, stop spamming the screen. You're frittering away our time.
I'm going to batter you.
Best pal, that's not quite correct. The queue is the queue at the moment is 14 hours long, which means that anybody at the end of the queue now won't get to see the Queen until just after 2 tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, but that's what I was saying, Steve, when you were getting your bits. I don't know how many people are going through per hour. And I was going to say, how long are the people at the back of the queue going to take to get to the front of the queue? And you just said it's 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Well, if it's 13 hours, surely they're going to have to shut the queue 13 hours before 6:30 in the morning on Monday.
I guess so.
The government have got a tracker on, and at the moment the expected queue is 22 hours. 19.5 hours.
How many?
19 and a half hours.
19
So
and a half.
that is tomorrow evening. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow evening.
Yep.
Bloody hell. So
And you really...
Gone.
No, doesn't matter.
Basically, if you want to go and see the Queen, you need to really be joining the queue like now. Oh, okay. So I thought the browser. You need to be joining the queue now to know that you're going to get to see the Queen before they stop everything before the funeral. So, and of course, anybody queuing may well end up seeing some of the procession and things like that. Yeah, there we go.
19 and a half. Overnight temperatures will be cold.
Yeah.
Well, it's 11. It's been cold all day here. I actually put a hoodie on when I went out today. And it's been pissing down with rain as well, so...
Yeah, when I switched on today, my computer was telling me that it was 13 degrees, and I looked at my thermostat and it said 24. I mean, obviously that's 13 degrees outside.
I've got an indoor and outdoor thermometer, and my outdoor thermometer at the moment is reading 8 degrees.
Oh, chilly willy.
Huh.
Dropping down, so Yeah. So, best pal, Mickey, do you want a bit of Steve's meat? He said.
No, not really.
Everyone wants a bit of Steve's meat. Come on. It's nice and crispy.
I'm just happy the best pal has seen Charles, because I've never seen Charles.
No,
Not in real life.
no, I haven't. No, no, I haven't. I briefly saw the Queen twice.
I've seen the Queen.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Go on.
No, sorry, I've seen the Queen.
Yeah. No, I'm saying. Oh, yes. Go on. Tell us.
1977 Silver Jubilee. She did a parade. We did a parade for her in Germany when I was in the army.
Thought you were going to say she did a parade for you then.
No.
Nothing done.
Huh?
Oh, that's nice.
She just drove past in a bloody glass-sided Range Rover.
Ah.
Huh? She didn't stop and say, you're Mickey, are you? I say, who are you, me old Dutch? You know.
Oh.
But,
No, you've got to wave when you meet the royal family.
Yeah, hey, Charlie.
He acknowledged me. Did he do that back? No, money. I was just going along with Mickey. Mickey's influencing me.
Badly. Bad influence.
Yeah.
I can't get over that bloke saying I'm fucking small. Cheeky bastard.
You're more offended than I am.
Yes.
Doesn't matter that he said that I look like I ate 4 burgers and loads of butter a day.
We must have thought I was fucking anorexic.
We should literally have gone, hey, Tracy's normal size. Mickey can't help being a dwarf. How dare you? Disabled. What is it? Discrimination against disabled.
Yeah. Fucking. How rude.
Oh dear. Like I said, he passed his eye test, so.
What my fucking. Huh? It's all right for my wife to say you're small. You're a bit small, ain't you?
It's a bit cold out there, Mickey.
Yeah. Had 38 years to get fucking used to it.
The
I
way
don't
you
know.
can definitely get acknowledged, jump on the fence and do the helicopter. I think you'd be arrested. Oh, you'd definitely be arrested if you did that.
How many morons are going to get arrested on Monday, do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know.
There's bound to be some dickhead shouting his gob off like there was the other day.
I reckon there'll be 1 or 2, and then later in the day there'll be idiots who have had too much to drink.
Yeah.
But that will be well past the funeral time. It's good that the funeral isn't late in the day because there will be a lot of stupid people.
I don't even know what time it is. I don't know what time I got to tune in.
It starts at 11, but I think that's the main bit. If you think about it, the program's probably going to start at like 9 o'clock, and there'll be a bit of pomp and pageantry going on.
Yeah, I shan't be watching
And
that.
they were supposed to just move the Queen from Westminster Hall to Westminster Abbey, but I've heard that they've changed the route because of like the amount of people and stuff. So I don't know whether they're going to.
Are they coming via Lowestoft?
Yeah.
I might get to see her then.
I don't know where the route has changed to, because it should have just been a very short bit out of Westminster Hall, round up into Westminster Abbey. But maybe they're going to do more like a sort of square mile or something, so that more people get to see that.
But you know that at the funeral, her carriage will be actually pulled by sailors.
Really? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think that goes back to the beginning of the century. I can't remember who the king was, when some of the horses got spooked, and he said to some general or something, "Don't you think it'd be better if just to get the people to pull it?"
King.
If you Google it, it tells you all about it. If you go to Wikipedia, that'll tell you all about it. But it's actually pulled by sailors.
Did he just say go to Wikipedia?
Wikipedia.
All right.
Mickey.
Because Wikipedia is like bollocks. It's like
Yeah, it's
all
bollocks.
rubbish.
You and I both know. That's why I call it Wikipedia, you see. No,
Seventh.
Mickeypedia to me is Google.
Edward the Seventh.
Edward the Seventh. That's it.
Royal.
Yeah.
No, I'm just no.
You know, we were talking about earlier on in the stream, about how there's some really stupid people out there. There are
Yeah.
actually people out there that believe if something's in Wikipedia, it's true. And if
Yeah.
something's on Google, it's true beyond any doubt.
No.
Seriously.
No, I mean, if I Google things, and this is straight up, if I Google things, I'll look at several different sources.
Same.
Because then you can form your opinion or see what the consensus is, and from there form your own opinion. I don't take anything at face value on the internet.
Not with a face like that, I wouldn't either.
I use the internet as a massive encyclopedia which has been written by people who can't quite remember the facts. That's how I do it. You know, it's a massive encyclopedia, but it's not actually. You know, you have to read a few of the books to get the correct.
Yes,
info.
exactly.
That's how I treat it. So.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be pulled by seamen. Sailors.
I'm now, Mickey.
He's getting excited.
Oh dear.
What is it? Coffin. There we go.
Her gun carriage will be pulled by seamen. Sailors.
That's literally what I'm writing. Pulled by
What?
seamen.
Sailors.
Well, you've got to do a bit of clickbait.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's helping people find.
We're 15 minutes away from the 3 hour
I was
mark.
going to ask actually, Steve. You know when you said about putting markers in things, in the streams. Well, I can see them at this end when I look on, you know, like where the full streams are. I can see it says markers, but it doesn't matter what I do or where I click. It doesn't take me to the markers. It doesn't show me the markers. It just takes me to the full stream.
You've got to click on. You've got to click on the highlighter.
When it says markers, you don't use a Sharpie and fucking scrape it on your screen, do you?
I've been writing on my screen.
You go to the highlighter function.
I'll look after this. I will look after this stream again, but I've looked and.
You're now about to see that I really have been married twice and divorced twice. Tracy, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said I have to click on the highlights.
Right, good. That proves that I've been divorced twice. I have to keep asking women if they're listening to me.
It's not as good as I have spoken. Nothing will beat I have spoken.
He just gets laughed at when he says that to his missus.
Yeah. He's still laughing now.
I was just
She's
saying,
probably still fucking laughing now.
I would try to thought of saying that, Mickey.
Afterwards, so.
Say what?
What, Steve?
I wish I'd thought of saying that, Mickey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that my missus is still laughing now. You need to watch the replay of this to understand why I just said that.
Well, probably because I was talking over you and I didn't hear it.
No, I said it before you were talking over me.
Oh, well.
You weren't listening, you were doing something else.
Talking about me? Stop talking while I'm interrupting.
If I said that to my missus, I'd be fucking battered like your fucking fritters there, I tell you.
My fritters were lovely. I like those fritters, they were nice. Oh. I got them from Iceland and you just heat them in the air fryer. 15 minutes at 200 degrees. Oh, gorgeous.
God.
And I really thought, I really thought I was going to be sick and ill. I feel really shit tonight and I'm surprised at just how good I actually feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're coming up on that 3 hour marker, by the way, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I'm going to end the when we get there, we're at 2 hours and 46 minutes.
I thought that you would probably just be feeling like knackered from going there, being poked about and coming back.
I'm getting that way,
dog
Tracy.
wants to go out. Give me a second. Yeah, come on then, shit.
I'm getting there, Tracy, which is why I'm going to end the stream at 3 hour mark.
Yeah, I know. I just mean I thought that you would be feeling it a bit earlier. Do you need to take any pills? Because you normally do stuff before 12 o'clock.
Yep, I'm going to start getting them ready right now. That's why I've just made myself a coffee as well.
Yeah, no, I just remembered that you normally. Oh, are you injecting the blood thinners at the moment? I've forgotten. No.
It's tomorrow. I couldn't do it for the day before they put in the PICC line, and I can't do it for the day after chemo because they changed the dressing on the PICC line, and I've got to allow it to clot properly around the antiviral thing. So you know what I mean.
Yep. No,
But yeah,
cool.
I'm taking my tablets right now.
Yeah. Steve is currently taking his medications that he has to take every day that basically keeps him alive and keeps symptoms at bay.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And actually, sorry, going sideways, I was just looking on the Twitch, the live stream on Twitch. Sorry, the live stream of the not procession. The I can never remember what it's called, but they're looking at the Queen anyway. And you know what? I've just seen the very first person out of all the live stream who's wearing a mask.
Right.
That's just bizarre because you think a year ago they'd all have been wearing masks, and only one person out of all these people who are queuing up. This is a super spreader event, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. If I was in that place, I'd be wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Well, I wear a mask. You know, funny enough, right? When the ambulance picked me up this morning, I wasn't wearing my mask, and I got into the ambulance, and he said, "I've got to pick somebody else up. Can you put your mask on?" I said, "I'm exempt." And do you know what he said to me?
What?
Have you got anything that proves that?
What?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Did you say, where do you think you're taking me? The fucking cancer hospital, you twat. Okay then, Alex, we'll see you next time, mate.
Yes, Alex.
Yeah. See you soon. We're back tomorrow. It's me and Steve tomorrow. Hopefully he'll be feeling up to it, and maybe Mickey if he fancies popping on in.
Depends what time I finish gaming.
Yeah.
And do you know what made me laugh about masks in pandemic, right? People in cars on their own wearing masks.
Yeah.
I never understood that. Good night, Alex. I never understood that. I thought, do they wear condoms every time they go to bed?
However, some of them may well have been Uber or cab drivers who are between picking people up.
Yeah, but when there's no people in your car, you don't need to wear your mask, no matter what job you're doing.
Yeah. They just might have been a bit extra, like as in because they could be breathing out or breathing in germs.
You think air hangs about, do you?
But, no, but they did show that the virus can hang around for a certain amount of time in an environment.
It's heavier than air, so it'll fall to the ground eventually.
Yeah. And I can't remember what it was. It might have been 15 minutes. It might have been 30 minutes. But
My tablets.
So unless you're a dog sniffing on the floor, you should be all right.
What got me more than the car drivers were people who were walking around outside in the fresh air, nobody around, nobody near them, wearing their mask. So
I wear a mask while okay, that's why you wear a mask while driving, but that's because I'm heading to work and I don't want to wait outside the work class and get my mask fitted on my face. I wear a tight fitted KN95 mask as well. I've got one here.
I go to Asda's in the full gim suit.
It only takes me a couple of seconds to put my mask on. There you go. That's my KN95
You're not going
mask.
out again. You just fucking been.
How long it takes me to put mine on. There you go. And it is a full KN95 mask because it's got the NP95 charcoal filters inside. You can see. the breathing thing, and it does fit quite tight. But that's my mask. Takes me a couple of seconds to put it on. But there we go. That's just me. I've got to because of my lung conditions. So yeah. I'll be honest, Tracy, there probably have been loads of people that have been wandering past in masks, but I haven't been watching. I've got the live stream on, but I haven't actually been watching it.
No, same. It's just that they did like a sort of close-up of a little group of people, and because she was wearing a blue mask, it caught my eye out of the corner of my eye, and I suddenly realised that I hadn't seen any other masks in the time that it's been on. There probably has been a lot of people, but considering like a year ago, they would pretty much all have been masked up. So it was just like my sudden realization that we've just been through a pandemic, and now this is a group situation indoors, and no one's.
I said I went to the dentist today, and the first time you haven't had to wear a mask in the dentist. But I always found that fucking stupid, because as soon as you got in a dental surgery, you had to take it off. How else going to see your fucking teeth? Yeah. You know, the dentist was all suited and booted. So was his assistant. But so I couldn't understand why you'd be wanting to wear a fucking mask in the dentist. But there you go. But yeah, you don't have to wear one now.
It's weird how it'd just be interesting to see how how COVID reacts this winter, because there will be quite a lot of complacency. Like me and you, Mickey, we're going. Shall we have the jab? Shall we have this next one?
But
7 minutes.
I think people are already getting complacent. I think they already are complacent.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean, Mickey. I'm just saying that people have been complacent, and now we're getting to the point where we're being invited to have the next jab, generally, and people are even more so like, do we really have to? It's all over now, and we're not wearing masks and things.
That's why I said earlier, I don't know whether I really want to, Yeah.
No, but exactly, that's what I'm saying. So it'd be interesting to see what the numbers do with everyone doing the same as us.
Yeah. Now, if it was in my doctor's surgery, I probably wouldn't have a problem, but I've had to go on the fucking government website to find out where they're actually doing it. I can't be doing with all that shit, Tracy.
Yeah.
You know, now if my GP surgery rang me up and said, "Oh, Mick, you just pop in," or "Mr. Jeffrey, just pop in for a COVID thing," then I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I went on there, and the nearest one I can find is fucking 8 miles away. I ain't driving 8 miles just to get a fucking booster.
My
6 minutes.
GP surgery, towards the end of last year, were doing COVID jabs, because I went in for my flu jab, and she said, "Oh, you can have your COVID one at the same time," and I said, "No, I'd rather not, because I don't know what the flu one is going to do to me, because it's my first one, and I didn't want a double whammy of side effects." And nothing happened with the flu one, but the COVID one that I had a week later knocked me out for a day or two.
I'm gonna interrupt, because you've only got 5 minutes left, and I want to get one more thing in. What I have noticed, talking about this, it's related, but on a tangent. Talking about this virtual queue, I'm just watching it on YouTube now, and I've been watching it throughout the evening, but not that too closely. What I have seen is I've seen a few wheelchair people in there, but what I can't see is how they're getting in. Because if you look at the queue, it looks like they're all coming downstairs. So I'm trying to watch it to work out how the wheelchair people are getting in. So I'm curious. Obviously, being a wheelchair user myself, I'm actually curious about that. Sorry, carry on.
No, something, and they must have a side entrance or something they're taking them in through.
There's something happening on the left here. There's like on the left there seems to be like some kind of partition wall, but like a temporary thing. So maybe they're coming in there, but
that means they've got to go down a set of steps. Look.
No, but like coming in
on the left.
On the left.
Yeah, still steps.
It's still steps.
Like they might be coming in and coming round, like round.
No, I know what you're saying, Tracy, but where are they?
I know, but I'm just.
They're behind a wall that's taller than them. Look. Look at it again. They're behind a wall that's actually taller than them.
Yeah.
Probably somebody. Well, bear in mind, when I'm in my wheelchair, I'm smaller than a kindergarten child. I'm about 4 foot high. How the fuck would I see over that wall?
No, I don't mean that they're seeing over it. I'm saying perhaps they're coming round.
Yeah, but I'm going where? Because they should be. We should be seeing them then, shouldn't we?
Perhaps they're coming round towards us and then going to, like, the bottom of the stairs and then coming in the queue.
Where? We should be seeing
I
them.
don't
We've
know.
got.
I'm just saying that's.
We've
the
got a
only
wide
place
angle
I'm-
view, haven't we, Mickey?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
not
just
now
saying
we
that's
haven't
the
because the
only
camera's
place
gone
I
in for a
think they should
close up.
be
But
coming in.
when the camera's out, it's got a wide angle view. So they can't be going anywhere. 4 minutes,
All right,
3 minutes,
all right.
3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Or are they coming in via the exit, which doesn't have any stairs? But I don't know. I'd have to have a
Dunno.
look.
I don't know.
Anyway, so we've only got 3 minutes left. So
Yeah. I'm going to say good night at this point. I'll shut up from now on and leave it to the other two.
well, we're going to say goodnight as well. So
You've got 3 minutes. You can do a lot of things in 3. You can have sex in 3 minutes. Well, Mickey can.
Fuck me, I only need 30 seconds for that. Christ's sake.
Yeah, but don't
we
you want a
only
cigarette afterwards?
3 minutes, that's 6 times. Christ, no.
But don't you want a cigarette afterwards? You got to roll it
What?
and everything. Well, I'm going to say good night. I'm back tomorrow night with Steve, hopefully, if he's feeling okay. And we'll have to see what Mickey's up to.
Yeah, you will. If Steve's not up to it, then I'm sure just bung me a message in the group and
I will do, Mickey. I will do.
I'll see if I can put off my. Well, I will put off my game, and there's not no see if I can about it. Yeah, depends on who. But in the meantime, I will say my goodbyes.
Yep.
Stay safe. Keep your family close. See you next time.
Good
Well, I'm
night,
saying
guys.
that, what the fuck would a wheelchair user be doing out at 20 to 1 in the morning?
Burglarising?
There's no way to get home by public transport from London that time of night, is there?
I might be out burglaring.
Yeah,
You don't know.
or in a wheelchair.
344 runs all night. I
What?
think it goes near. The 344 bus goes sort of
Are you
relatively
talking about a
near.
night bus, Tracy? Have you ever been on a night bus?
Yes.
Right, you want somebody, right, a normal person on a night bus is a frightening experience, and you want a disabled person to go on a night bus? The people that go on night buses are worse than the people that go to Weatherspoons.
I'm just saying, you said there's no public transport, and I'm saying there is.
Every drunk, every crackhead, every flasher, right, every pervert knowing go to man goes on a night bus.
That's because they've just been chucked out of Weatherspoons.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good night, Klein. Just unbelievable that a night bus is a terrifying, terrifying experience, and nobody in their right mind will go on a night bus. And you want to I'll tell you what. If I went on a night bus, I'd end up being pissed on, spat on, puked on, and come over. That sounds like a normal night for me, actually.
I was going to say memories, eh?
Yeah. No, that's serious. I'm dead serious, Tracy. I'm dead serious. And there's a night
I know,
bus that
I've
runs.
I've done night shoots before, and I've had to use public transport at like 4 in the morning, and it's not actually been too bad as long as you sit.
And not only that, the night bus has only got one wheelchair space.
Okay.
So if you've got two wheelchair users wanting to get on a bus, it's a bit of a fucking problem.
I'll have to wait 10 minutes.
They'll have to wait an hour.
No, seriously, they're really regular.
Okay.
If you get if you don't get an N one, like if you don't get an N, as long as you get one that says it's 24 hours, we've got lots of 24-hour buses, and they're more regular than the night buses, which you have to wait an hour for.
We're no longer on the other place, by the way.
What?
We're no longer on the other place. Our 3 hours went.
Yeah, look, there's a guy on the right, Steve. There's a guy just come up from the right-hand side in a motorised bloody, what they call them?
Scooter.
Mobility scooter.
Okay, I've not seen that.
So
on
they
the
must be
right-hand side.
coming in from the bottom end.
I
and-
see, yes,
Oh, you
yeah.
can see him. Yeah,
There's
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
being pushed in a wheelchair as well.
Yes.
Right, okay, so they're coming in from the bottom end, and then what are they doing?
And then
They're being guided
Joining
round.
the queue
They're
at the
being
bottom of
guided
the
round
steps.
anti-clockwise, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're just joining the queue at the
bottom of the
mains,
steps.
and they're just
Right.
basically joining the queue when they get there. There's no like waiting. It's just like getting on in there.
No problem, Mitch. No problem, Mitch. We're actually going very soon. I was going to stay for another 5 minutes, but we're actually going very soon because it's been a bit of a. Oh, the fucking camera just cut away at the minute you needed it to show you what was going on, didn't it?
Match, we're surprised to be up this late, to be honest, because Steve had his first chemo today.
Yep.
We weren't sure how he was going to be feeling, and he's actually feeling really quite okay for the first time in a while.
Just to frighten you all.
Yeah. But we are back tomorrow night. It's me and Steve, hopefully, if he's up to it tomorrow, and maybe Mickey a little bit later, if his game finishes. So.
There's somebody coming with a mask, Tracy. Look. I'm watching on Twitch, by the way, so you're probably going to be a few minutes behind the action.
I'm watching on Twitch too, so.
There's somebody there with a mask.
I'm watching on YouTube.
Okay.
I am.
I haven't got it on YouTube because I'm throwing the browser sources up, but I will when we've ended this stream. I will go on. On YouTube. Your mate Shrubgod. Sent me a gift subscription to his channel, and I popped into his channel a couple of times and said hello. But it's when time allows. We're back to the wheelchair thing now. I can see the wheelchair user.
Bottom left-hand corner of the Twitch of our Twitch stream is the live feed from the what is it?
Lying in state.
The lying in state of the Queen. So you've got all the people coming through, all the crowds of the public coming through. I think they're changing the guards at the moment, so the people are waiting. So Matt says, "Oh yeah, at the start of the month he did 5 random gifted subs."
Well, I got one of them, so I did pop in and say hi. I'm not rich enough to give random subs away like that.
Yeah, anyway.
Although we have been, if I've got it right, we have been paid out this month. I'll find out in about 3 days when it hits my bank account.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. I told you they lowered the payout thresholds to $50, didn't I?
Nice.
And I think I'm not sure whether you got it this month or next month, but we're definitely going to get paid out. If we don't get paid out this month, we're definitely going to get paid out next month because they've lowered it to $50. So I'll check.
I'll be able to have that foreign holiday now.
So the queues have all stopped. Why have they stopped?
Because they're changing the guard.
Because they're changing
guard.
guard.
Changing the guard, right. So that's not a motorised scooter, isn't it? It's just a wheelchair user, isn't it?
I saw a motorised scooter.
There was a guy in a motorised scooter.
On the right, at the back. But obviously we can't see anything at the moment because of the...
Well, no, he might have gone through now because they cut away from it, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
The other problem I have...
No, he just went off the right.
Okay. I missed it completely. Ah, never mind.
No, he's there on the very right. He's just gone off the right of the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I say, I'm watching it on Twitch, so I'm probably...
And be able to give us a wide shot again, so...
What I've noticed is how few wheelchair users there are. And we discussed this yesterday, there is a disabled or an accessible queue. And I do wonder how many people are trying to game the system on that one.
Yeah.
You know, to try and avoid queuing for 14 hours pretending to have a disability. I wonder what works there.
Wide shot. I don't know if he's gone through yet, though. Is that him on the right there?
On the right-hand side, look, he's just putting his crutch in.
Yeah,
into
there we go. He's wheeling towards us now.
I can't see it. I'm on the...
There we go.
Oh, yeah, I see him. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, just about to go out of shot. Right, okay. So, yeah, looking at the way the like I said, there was another wheelchair user that I saw being pushed in by a wheelchair. So,
yeah,
looking at that...
Back at the moment. I saw something that looked like it could be a wheelchair at the back.
Yeah, he was actually behind the wheelchair user. The wheelchair user was pushed out before him.
I'm really enjoying is not the right word, but I'm really enjoying the fact that everybody is very respectfully quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, apart from the idiots that tried to sneak the dogs in.
Yeah. Someone just came down the steps then with a crutch. So I'm wondering whether crutches don't give you access via the accessible door.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just.
I don't know. I do wonder about people trying to game the system, though. I can see the guy with the crutch, yeah. Lady with the crutch. Was it guy? I don't know. It's out of focus. Right, on that
There's
note...
a guy on the right walking up with crutches. A big guy.
Are you walking up with crutches, is there? Not from
Yeah,
the,
on the
not from the
right-hand
stairs.
side.
He looked
I was
like...
walking up from where the wheelchairs came from the bottom.
Right, okay.
So.
Okay. I guess it depends on how disabled you are. That's terrible.
Yeah, but how do they assess the disability? You know, I mean, I mean, there's a difference between somebody that's in a wheelchair and somebody that's got a learning difficulty, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, you talk about invisible illnesses, right? Somebody with a learning difficulty, you would not have any clue. With a lot of people with, say, a learning disability, you would not have any clue that they had a disability. At least with a wheelchair, you've got the, you know, people know you're disabled. And I wanted to know, right? And Match, you can join in this conversation, right? What is to stop some of these gamers from going out and hiring a wheelchair for the day? The not the Red Cross, the Salvation Army. They do daily hire for wheelchairs, 20 quid a day.
Oh,
You hire a
true,
wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's to stop somebody from going out and hiring a wheelchair for 20 quid and joining the disabled queue? And they're not disabled at all. I'd like to know what's going to stop people from doing that, because, as you can see, the queue is 19 and a half hours. People are going to be tempted to game the system. What's to stop somebody from doing that?
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to know. Because I got quite upset when I saw these people going on TikTok and telling people how to beat the airport queue by doing exactly that. By borrowing one of the airport wheelchairs and going through and pretending they'd hurt their ankle. I mean, that really hurts me, because I really truly am a disabled person that needs a wheelchair. And to see other people gaming the system means that eventually there'll be restrictions put on my use of the system. And I don't like that at all. And I really don't think that's fair. I would give anything. I would give everything I had, right? Everything I have to be able to join that queue at the end at Southwark Park. I would give anything to join that queue at Southwark Park and be able to walk to see that. I really would. I really would. That you know, if I could do that, I'd be in that queue right now.
Yeah.
So that's my question: is how many of those people are claiming to be disabled that aren't being disabled? You can't rely on the honesty of the great British public. You really can't.
And it's like Matt said as well, I guess maybe the guy with the crutch didn't feel he was disabled enough to need the accessible queue. And I tell you what, I have disability, long-term illness, long-term chronic illnesses, and I wouldn't be able to queue for ages and stuff like this, but I would be like that guy with the crutch going, yeah, I'm not disabled enough to join the accessible queue. And I probably wouldn't hire or think of hiring a wheelchair, or a motorised wheelchair, because I wouldn't think that that's my place to hire one.
No, well, I'm an honest person. I wouldn't do that. But like I say, I would give anything. I would give anything. This is a moment in history, and I would give anything to join that queue. If I could stand for 19 and a half hours, I would. But I can't. I can't even stand for 19 and a half minutes. Struggling at 19 and a half seconds. Toilet, from my chair in the chemo suite, the toilet is about 10 metres away. And it takes me a good 10 minutes to get there. So I have to stop and keep pausing for breath. And the nurses keep saying to me, "All right, are you all right?" Yeah, standing is overrated. It's so overrated that I would dearly love to do it. I'd love to wait in a bus queue. I really would. I'd love to be able to wait in a bus queue, but I've got to get to the head of the front of the queue. There are so many things. Being in a wheelchair, there are so many things I miss out on. And standing is overrated only for those standing. If you didn't stand, if you were like me, you would really wish that you could stand. In the ambulance this morning on the way to the hospital, the driver tried to engage me in conversation, and he said to me, he said, "Do you like football?" And I said, "No, not really." I said, I watch the England games, the England's men and women games, and I was born in the East End, so I tell people I'm a West Ham supporter." I said, "But honestly, the last time I watched a live football match was 1976, and the last time I watched a West Ham match was in 1984 or 83 when they last won the FA Cup. But I watched the England matches." And he said, "Well, what about golf? Do you like that?" And I said, "No." "Tennis?" I said, "No." And I said, "Look, I'll save you a lot of time, mate. What I don't like about sport has changed in the last 4 years. Ever since I've been in a wheelchair, I don't actually like watching sports that remind me of what I was." Does that make sense?
Yes.
Vicky?
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
So, you know, because, I mean, I used to play, I aren't so many good at football. But I used to play, I used to kick a ball about. I used to love the hurdles. When I was at school, I was in the athletics team. I was in the 110-metre hurdles. I used to love that, so I used to love enjoying athletics, but can't watch it because whenever I watch the hurdling, it reminds me of what I was, and I get a bit morose about it. It's the only time it upsets me. I've seen wheelchair football and I've seen wheelchair rugby, and it's something that I'm actually going to look at when my chemo is over with. Especially wheelchair football. There's a wheelchair football club not far from me, so I'm gonna look at that. But I can't at the moment because I'm not up to any sort of physical exertion. And even though you're in a wheelchair, it's still exerting match. But yeah, I just try and avoid all sports on TV that remind me of what I was. Sorry, Tracy. What?
No, I was going to say, plus the immunocompromised thing with the chemo.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the right time to start now.
Well, I'd be all right. It would given looking at the spacing there, I'd be all right. Outside is not a problem. Inside, it's not crowded. It's busy, but it's not crowded. And I would wear a mask in there. So you know, I worked bit Thursday carrying massive haystacks and barrels of milk. It takes it out of you. It's just memories of who I was. My favourite sport, and I used to be in a league and everything, is 10-pin bowling. Absolutely love 10-pin bowling. I can't do that anymore. It's a shame. I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. I can't do that anymore.
Dressage.
Yeah. I'm hoping actually. I'm hoping
doing that actually.
Once I've had this chemo, right, what I'm hoping for is that I will be strong enough to go 10-pin bowling, because I've only got to get out of my chair while I'm actually bowling. Mickey's gone again, look.
No, I was just watching the stream.
All right, okay.
I thought we were all going. I thought we were all going.
Well, matches come along, and matches are regular. Match, that reminds me. That reminds me. I can do something for you. Hang on. I can do something for you. So let me just get a copy and paste of that. Just copy and paste that. And for you, best pal, I'll do the same for you. I can issue up to 20 VIP badges, which I'm just doing right now. So, just got to remember where it is.
And best pal, you're getting very fancy. You're getting fancy.
Yeah,
VIP badges. Thank you.
Add new, so we'll do that.
That's your first this evening, isn't it, Mickey?
It is. It is.
Your VIP number 4. Your badge will show up in a minute, and we'll just add the badge for T. Refurbish. Oh. Your VIP badge will show up in a minute as well. So
Matches one is showing.
yeah, they're showing. They're showing. I've got to do Naomi one as well. So what I think about it, I can't remember how to spell her name.
What?
So
Best pal, yeah, I heard people scared to go to London. Why? What? You know, why are they saying they're scared to go to London? I think my mouth has fallen asleep before the rest of me.
yeah, look, your rinky dink new badges are showing already. Oh, there you go.
Oh
Right.
Nice big hint there, Mickey.
no, I'm sorry. I was literally that was a genuine one.
Oh, because they think there's going to be a terrorist attack. Do you know what? I think with the amount of security in London, I think that this is probably the safest place to be at the moment.
Right.
Not the visible
on that
security,
note,
it's the
on that
invisible
note, I'm
security.
actually physically going to end the stream now because it's
Yeah.
it's
Good night, guys.
2 minutes to 1. So we've
See
been
you
at it for
tomorrow.
3 hours and 15 minutes. And me and Tracy being non-smokers, we don't sneak off for fag breaks every 10 minutes.
No, you just fuck off for bloody spam breaks.
No, exactly.
Who's raised their hand?
Goodbye, best pal. Goodbye, match. Tracy?
Bye, guys. Stay safe. Keep your family safe.
Tracy?
Yeah, no. Good night. Goodbye. Second time. See you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow. Let me just say my goodbye thingy up. Take it easy. With my condition, I'll take it any way I can get it. Good night.